The car no banner. The car no banner. The car no banner. Ready. The car no banner. The car no banner. The car no banner. Brand. The car no banner.
Bread ye wajina kunyao. Inshiraka neat etiefonyina. Ozioma ADAKABRI oribo baby.
The car no banner.
Yesi okwai tware suo ena suo tware okwai panyin ni hwan a yebo okwai betu asuo ozioma ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO wagina konya bebiewu
Yamama Finshiapo, the great team, and Emamu Afinshiapa. You probably ADAKABRI Mamudu Osioma, the producer Panino Damiado, and Otato, and me Maestro Majori, or say Ajmai, the recently crowned talk show host of the year, and I feel so Abna Moe. Na abna frema abankro na ya safo na kwia afriye yamamu nyina mafinshiapa na ene eye ukuada eye opanima bosome ne da tosu du 9 afi empinu aduonu emienu mamse abodonko apemu mitimi ensampo ababeguso na yetena ase a memanti dwumade ana yede ebremo memanti dwumade yede ebremo no na jese emunsam yedaja emunsam eyedaja ene interviews ewo ho interviews na chire no so no eye discussions ewo ho eno chire no so no eye LPM enso so ewo ho and some adaba maso ne sign or say ahead of NDC National Congress accusations and counter accusations. How does that inure to the benefit of the NDC? Or say NDC for kodinshia mukasie eye weekend here dayanimi na wesi matimi wesi wakame na busa ho se watimi wakame no ehon fasode a ekwa manyoko NDC ho ene san emunsam ebeba I say recent showing of the Ghanaian cedi against major currencies, is this sustainable, and how does it reflect on reduction of prices of goods and services? And ne tawisha statesman and him or say cedi in quick recovery eye Ghana yesika cedi no against the dollar. And he say akwa say cedi no wamane muso ache say what it wom pack ade peten na busa say ebegyina ma yanyina yanya hoto na ejina no so no hon pupuya ban ana wasi ade tete no ma so ne tete ahyenti ade so ne tete eye emua ye de bua omanma ni nyina mu nsam ebeba ansa and was say MPP flag bearership contest underground campaigning or open campaigning. MPP for almost hwehwe nipa wo bedi on animu kan ubusa say esumase edwa eno omudie say flag bearership no ene yeye ana say akowie say yamakwan say ebinye campaign we nam ha say emu ensem ena ene yede ebeba empanfo ebeba betena se no eye oba panyina pia kranchewa ai wane no wofa eye urajo amua of the MPP on baba betena se George Nash of the NDC on so baba betena se na yadwendwene ye ho na awie de ensem da ho nyina no na mene hwane a mene eye maade nyina ai animgu atesem wa wakogumie obi a waseda ho minim se agya wani abremusu se wani ni kunu sori ana o mo femfam ye ho
I never expected this. Actually, me. Makoye nsiye.
Ubetimi pa
adisi. Ma se mo jam mesro.
Ubetimi adisi. Such as I wouldn't know kunu. I pray some was go ye.
Yeah, I go. Yenti bi kwa sada.
Can you create a shame of some?
Yenti.
Anga juma bi baba be di mo.
Yenti.
Mo mas yewu na makwa yi a.
ADAKABRI pa de bi. ADAKABRI de bi.
Majari.
Hey, why?
Congratulations, the maestro.
Thank you.
Congratulations, the maestro.
Yeah.
You're always hungry for work. Yatawachi.
We program we are especially historical antecedents and
na make bibi
ebemusana bo say na fe na yako ya san kwa bo a replay then you listen I say or recount them say did you part of the
and say we show host na we show untie obi o cheze we self-centered we egoistic it will be on the best and unti obi yeshu a wuntie a enya de papa it is all per se upeja mu a there be an listen to others na ubesua bibia free the obi kamo and I have always maintained say me ama de nyina me offer say the maestro Majeri he's always hungry for success na there be say oh hi even radio host to krana hi obi oye hungry for success enya obi a chese say ofiri say wawie ofiri say wawie enti obi a odampam krana say en ho do ne kakra krana o kasa me madwuma yen easy so be kasa me nwan obi a obebo no modern ni de wodadam no ansori amadwuma na eye ne ya ema listeners no the mini ho the listeners yi omo be yeden ai eti adunra me kan say eye grow from TPP mami frema oh ya me kan ya na ne busuani bi send me message and was say oh me na nane mami frema na eye me de say we recognize CPP ma ebua CPP na bo eye me na na mami frema din and I'm saying sa so na eye was it a preco debi minipa baako or aplaku Kwame Ntwi new aplaku also send me message and was say ne maame ne papa e ka kire ne say maame frema na me bo ne din no ne nickname ne pet name CPP hima it woka CPP hima obi anim say maame frema and enura no so time me can say aleso say ete papa aleso say no a photographer or no CPP action groupers any action troopers encounter no na olidi na oti asantino time don't them cast asantino time SDF for no usani anu aba adisem ensuo no don't them cast cross nsuo na anu aba CPC na papa ba kwa na mpese me boni din say ono so ye strong e wo CPP o bi jura na uko CPP mu a bi jura no one Nana James Osu Nana James Osu na oye krapa hene Nana James Osu okoye just krapa hene ne friend James Osu na ono ebe in fact uko ni fie e the cabin one na a chan villa the fie no watwura ni mu a chan villa eti ha titap Nana James Osu no na okoye city council chairman enti na oni bi jura ntem na nye James Osu ni nua ketua ne Mr Osu no na otikro from Mr Yeboa honom na Mr Osu store no wo SAT iti Mr Osu store SAT no ne ba NS Osu Frimpong ne ba NS Osu Frimpong ne nyonko pa ne Miami director na say kwa me despite so no iti NS Osu Frimpong na chiri ba ne kankam iti kankam modda kwasius omunyina ene Dr Sekwa me na eti SAT wono Kumasi Abrosana si wono iti na James Osu no woni bi jura entokwa esimu wo CPP mu no ati sa sie di nkatia ne ofo sampofo
edie ya ekoso
sie di nkatia ne ofo sampofo uko wachi a sa na abekwa akonya bie wo CPP mu bi jura ene na James Osu wo asamte na je se entokwa dikadika sa so na akobuzi abamu so a eno so no entokwa mienu ene te sa sie di nkatia ene ofo sampofo baako Victor Ousu Kwabena Pie wane Pauli so no enti na chese so Pauli education minister and Victor Ousu so foreign minister and NYB adade akogina William Oforiata echi emu ntokwa deje second tokwa no so Akwasi Jones Jones Oforiata ni engagement and tokwa deje enti said ya chedi nkate ne yebo audio leaks no sana Akwasi Jones ni Jones of any judgments no afiasi judgments akura no wode mpa ba be sin restroom enu odware ho na oda ho na sabieku otutam ho ai abra endi abra obozompo foni hasi edinketi atokwa audio leaks ni ba no etese yebuzi abamu ntokwa na satam no ye leak Akwasi Jones ne ba ne nana ya kuntunkurunku yoforiata so no ana wan so omoko oni judgments ana omoko eti eche ministry no mienu ana so Akwasi Jones mfa economic planning na judgments mfa finance eti yeche mu ma omo no ana leak ni ba say ai judgments asode wo butudam so pa adwuma onko fie say wo de mpa ba besi wo ana duru awia no adware rese bi akwanwumre otutam ai abra obozompo foni hasi edinketi atokwa na audio leaks ni ba no etese yebuzi abamu ntokwa na satam no ye leak yes yeah no almost kofa another scandal ebenya JH Mensa kom say Odumase farms politicians pass omo konto kwa nsem apie
nsem pie pa o
say for some babu ne ase di nkate say dia pie ni one temfo dia pie ni one temfo
politicians in the ntokwa ni si wo ma wo mo ho na nsem ni pie pa na woni wo opponent ni de send de won tedwe and de send de Omo ho ensem me pie no na mama
1992 na ye koka say ye jonkofo ba ye de man ye Concordia first 96 if I'm right Concordia first na ye sika ye de man no ye de man so family party no tia so hey Kofi Djuma me chia papa ma so da bia hia Kofi Djuma no obusa ne say eye sika no yede man papa so won fa ntwi no ho ana yede man in his personal capacity ana yede man say party no ba kan kire wo hey and way politicians it imagine da bia no me kan say akomne ba na makeka bi sa na wo do kwa no na the recording na to na the recording na to na the recording na to na minim senka wasiti mi free mu na woni ukunu musu na muko fi asabiaku mutimi hia na
wafa abena onye nsi yeda afi no akwa koye biaba ye no ma ye experience ne kan kire ne say eno ne de wafa money nim eno no kra no boa mansi ye no bibia ne koto because obana sana on say ne nikunu eno ade ato nene ena abena ekogya no it is abiri abena no kobo ni chidom eti ni kunu no wa exhausted because ahwahwa we iba nti awia ni nyina no ono abena no so so obesabu ni kunu asabu ni kunu na mfofo na wasa som ni nkuma afo eti edru anwumre ni mu ho na wo matu apono eti ekona go say ene be ma no say ntoma na ofura ya say dia ya kan ma mi ofura ntoma no boko no ba ni di wachi sa no akopa ntoma na gu awo mo bedroom Opantomani who was say, Bema Natas, nobody Dimrika, and the Banasa, no Obani being zip on their way, children. Abana say, send your child to be a zip on their way, children. Not what Russia proposes, so the Abre Bemano. After Bema no bones, a good say, hey, ya bro, hey, where they was why I dear and no, hey, let's just say, what much me refresh new son in one, not what you soon edginamo, hey, Massey, what am I dear? Massey, what am I dear? Massey, what am I dear? Baby, what am I dear? Refreshing. Refreshing, papa. What I see ye nature say, wait me, I bought home more day. I could trouble some force or a clone. Hey, Nina account. Hey, Nina account. Why you move you? Aquaba. Yeah, hey. And see ye more fair. You say somebody and go ye. Oh, yeah. Don't go and see ye, but when him said yesterday, and they told you somebody and buy interest and buy it. Oh, die. So, over now, boom say, if I know master sound, you say, it's who maybe who anyone when you are done it. It won't see many miles serious. But with natural face, no so dear. In fact, tell them I saw that video on TikTok. And I knew you were telling the truth. What did I say? Natural face, no makeup, no BPR. And I said, I knew Lodina is going to make me proud. Lodina keeps laughing. Oh, come on, show your 32. Come on, show your 32. Oh, come on. I'm not. Yes, you know. Me onse na no me dollar me pounds no am dey be ko na na she me wallet no mo. Ai, one farm am no. Agrofo na di mewu. Desi asa pound na ba fam. Ase say dey aye dey offer. Ade na ke ye hwe animu a say. Statesman no. Agrofo na di mewu. Enti agrofo na di mewu. Mo amudi ke no for atemu nyina no. Agrofo na di ewu. E dis a pound as say. Desi a me pound no just say nam say 12 cities as 13 cities. Income bank exchange na bank of Ghana. Even the dollar crab bad. Oh, me bu afu. I am me bu afu. Enti just pound is house and am hwe pan am say akwaba akokura de wa Japan no ho no ma ko London. Afede de onim say say akwaba na ka adendai. Asade nimbe say 25 cities. Anu odi ato ni misefu mu. O say yam ko ni nkobu misefu nani. Ni enyi pan no kwase santo ma no. Afena nani. O de key ni ko. O ba dwari. O ba dwari. Daily Statesman dear.
see you see the dear. You see the say why ben pan mu ha. Okay, tipaye. Aye. Because we dey recovery near too quick. You see the yare na cancer we na you. We dey do the tipaye bia na kata bi kakra. But say dey see the no. Say na to be agina na so all of a sudden no. Ama na say nkra say wonam na wo hwe afuo eyi a. Wo share rate na wo eyi this one. Wo to say fuel prices cry bad down. It is say there you say oh say they see the new koye because you say Ghana ye ni IMF ye $3 billion loan na ye pay no. But you say there first stage no as see the recover
asatenura na ukuta US dollar no big note no now they were buying it at 10.39 and they were selling it at 10.40.
Is that not do 10 cities?
10 cities. Yes. And then the pound is doing 12 cities 0.8 and selling it at 12 cities 0.9. And as you see a governor euro no so no 11.06 and then 11.07. And you know that is the city in quick recovery. It's akwado momi enkoja na yenko bunu mi sef na ne dollar and the pound yenko go se sanfa
na see the yes na enye say the negativity no enye obi na enya negative impact e be a positive impact
speculators no
be a positive because nipa no kakra wa na je say akwa say na sabre no so no so we nya remittances foreign remittances na we nya dollar na kakra wona ne a eti no kran fa pressure so anto amanane for no so much
because but in real terms no when your dollar no and one nane and when your 17 cities to the dollar now so 17 cities no in real terms no e be 6 cities and your 17 cities because the power behind it so what they call put me at idea web 6 cities put me into idea web 17 cities it is better say you bet me agina ye what is needed now the stability behind it.
So that's the most important.
Now, ensign yes. Now, mechanism bang and in the marketplace, you know, a bit me ama obiate no ho say, and next year say, city no stabilize are appreciate against the major currency no. Kwambe na wo fa so e de atete wo no ma so. Is it the same hypocritical lamentations? Media say, nah. So no. Because the nano me can you say Hyundai Accent na ye to engine 120 12,000 cities. It Hyundai Accent 12,000 cities no and ne say dollar no perform against the city na Hyundai Accent engine no or that was what they 12,000 cities.
Also to me
say kwambe so and now what me are convincing is say and now one find 8,000 cities as opposed to the current 12,000 cities now and that one no so
idea back one woman is say in running business no bibi say no eba say we your calculations because she ebra wo kofa say no you no be wo kra na e consumables into the buy na wo moto no tenten no saka kofa bi ne wo no ma bi wo kofa ba e chere fa ne say ukoyi car between a year Mefano August and October. Sa period no. So we could yi car pa na wafajai. Na car no si garage. As I speak with you, one month toy. Car ni si garage. And you expect nipa no ko yi car ne say. Si car no sesa do ko ye koko yi car ne buy. On bet car no su wi ana nti ye.
It obi say ye fan say. Ford Transit. Na Ford Transit ne say ye top gear and I say ye down gear. Na wakwa ko tua say 60,000, 70,000. Aqua ye now so turn 85,000. Now it's see one yen to an yes, ya titiso. Now ya dollar no appreciate here. I probably ye no 40,000 and I said Ubekuswa yin 60, 70,000. Dear when ya price wako yin 70,000 what price no 85,000. They see a better so the 60,000 based on what?
On what? So inti amount for no cancer amount for to amono amaso Mesramo Emma woman can't summon in vague and it doesn't work like that.
Oh, but
so, is it not their opinion?
No, it's not about opinion. Maybe they say the reason why people are saying that is ADAKABRI fan is a utons are far away. Now Okakofa file no.
Father Passus so. Adi ni munyam na esika wo mo. Father me beto.
Gold watchable. Won fair no.
Media say uton gold watch.
Watch ni okay. You ever say uton gold watch. Ukoto watch no. Na 5 cedis. E na uto e na obeton ni 7 cedis. Uton ni 7 cedis na uto say atu watch ni mu. E na wo watu mu. Watu mu akwa kodru sa amount so that ukofa obeni skafa. Yesu ever say aka sisi ade. Say yate so a. Ani ade na wo nti so cause ukofa. First nka wo di bibeka on na wafa, but say ade obeti so. E na wafa ne ma.
Protect your capital.
Me entina sem na say you.
Do you get, because if you bought it for 5 cedis and if tomorrow they have increased prices, nasa ube increase you to 7, so that all sa kofa bi ma ube nya no for the 7 cedis.
2 cedis difference.
No, the person chere say ukofa ye no, u focus e say uton a ube nya o margins no. Na wasime nya sika betimi asade akoto afro e di aba. It is the presumption here is would they just 7 cedis on the basis say wo ubetimi anya mfa so 50 pesos na 60 50 pesos no what me dia kofa fro but enne no 60 50 pesos no e 50 pesos and na betimi dia kofa normal no. So why don't you share the windfall with woman better ade no
wafa o say the woman say enne sa reduction na ye ka ho asem no assurance ben and those in the business community woman because ye fluctuation said your course. And business community, they are not even breaking even. No. But fuel people are saying driver phone to lorry fares so 1 month so, but fuel no into movie na that says here baby a day, which was 14 cedis and some coins. Na diesel no so yes 17 and 18.
18.99 our shell and 18.88 our
good ekwana na da na ye kamu no and na ye da sorry ya ye be hu say 5 cedis and 3 cedis bi aba be kan no baby e da na ekwana na da ekwana na ye bob na da
typically no what the boss sing crying
good
and they call a half mem and a half go so yama boss no diesel allowance of 300 liters. It is 300 liters, so we multiply by 18.99.
Yeah.
Now we should say what they echo diesel or toy, Sasa boss no, diesel allowance of 200 liters at 18.99. Say uncle kumase mra. Profitable say what the boss ni beko kumase than say what they beko half goes. It is one year careful. Onye sike wa half goals no bia beka say me de me boss no ikokumase but the ikokumase say nipa wa half goals no omunya boss and omunya car papa emfa ko half goals ya no na wo steady terrain
no steady terrain no me that is my point wofa the American say the abena can yes wo ba say ade na te so da ben da ben na chance here so you have to study one not because looking at the system say no endo ama eye dollar eba from no say no man nyina no economists for back to us artificial indicators artificial factors and ama say no ama na e ama dollar na ba
enti more na ya kuntunkunku abaso
menkasa but what I mean is economists for no
now the artificial bread dem artificial na dem matreke wa
economists for no say artificial okay say one year bibia they should come out and tell us they should come out and tell us oh you think we are going to sit down just like that. Hey, we are in the business community.
Okay, know that
you first
know that you are the best talk
so the government my assurance.
My answer further. I'm not for graphic in me.
Our daily graphics say.
How was I saying?
I say IMF injected 3 billion cedis into the economy.
3 billion cedis.
$3 billion. So $3 billion our economy ni mu na sanya meka did na mo say first stage a say e be ma e deal na go through isi ade ya fam wa wie ntino
in fact headline that ho no say o kan story no Maswa Akalare Adombela was say Ghana ye secure preliminary agreement with an IMF for the injection of $3 billion in the next 3 years. It is Kabia Mayo.
Oh,
36 months. over a period of 36 months. I don't remember $3 billion.
I think you might 1 billion per.
No, 100. Say yes, I $143 billion first quarter of next year. Say Nyameya Domina say IMF board nejitumwa. Subject board management level. No. Go. So wamuni jitumwa na Nyameya Doma yehwe num say first quarter no.
No, how many about the correct fiscal and monetary imbalances.
Yeah.
So no. And do we know sir fiscal and monetary imbalances no? Dia de baye na ene the correct ya just sense man no.
And no na yeka say we have to ensure fiscal discipline. Say kwa ye fa so edi yesika na nti na IMF fo no say wo kona say wo do won sa ekokoshe wo mon krata ase ana say wo monumu a wo munya wo sa keke. Say kwan bia wo pe bia no fa so eye wo no ama enu nti na ne no eye sa debt restructural arrangements no ekoso no eye yura kenofurata or hwese o de say no ama no because yanhwe ne yan correct say no ama no
say na wono ne betimi adidi ahwede amayan a ade ne pusu no o kan say yankwa IMF
eno sa question ne de say ye bisa no na otimi kire mu de ono no hu ye nti a o kan say yankwa IMF because per ye IMF arrangements no krata eye kojo ponkroma e de bebeto abonte no say the president instructed the finance minister based upon early arrangements on the IMF.
I say IMF president and IMF managing director Akasa. No, ne kasa and consequently directed the finance minister to start talks.
Very good.
So it's free finance ministry.
There be free finance ministry. Free presidency and no
information ministry.
And information ministry.
Now here comes the situation. Kanufuriata has been a divergent view with the president on two issues. One. A year free senior high school can a president offer say a flagship program social intervention our no diaba or the bebua a Ghana for Oforiata went to a city FM and said no or no to we now or the back at school yes ye co free senior school I was so no can Oforiata no your man and like-minded persons and upwardly mobile men and women omutimi eyeden etua omuma school fees that was more or less a divergent view from that of the president then also and you do IMF and also so no president no overriding no HS me na me president this is what I want my government do who disagree with me so you ask yourself but for what nepotism cronyism family relations. Why would you want somebody who is divergently opposed to vision? Say no, and only the realization of the vision.
What was one more cabinet in the crown? Many shows a woman in a unanimous decision. Kwan will take you.
But when you about one thing, about one thing, and so it says, Diana, oh, you know, one arguing. This is different from John Kufuor, Echo cabinet. No can say or kwa ye hippic. Na at the table no woman in nyagene. Na in similar circumstances, or catch ya safuma for say, Kok ne ye. Now we heard from the deep coerced voice of Yasafuma for say, I have been directed by the President of the Republic. Samimfa hippic imra. One more bia junior koso say a Pascal, a John Kufuor so ne koko guo, and then you know Yasafuma for so. In this instance, there Yasafuma for no amount, but in this instance, where do you about one today? So, Abeka say, Yanya wa Maya Sabiaku, Yahuda so near the Snapper. Yanya Maya, I was say, prison high school, Yamana year, Juma at least means tested Kurana, Yabe, and naked over letter never catch say, you be review free senior high school. Jomama casual review free senior high school, no, it was equals to what? The review was equals to what?
I know it's equals to cancellation.
And then naked over letter say, ye review. A free senior high school. One of the equals to the end.
Joe money deba. Boxing empty.
Politicians. But delegate and say where your boss man here. Delegate is the Niamon who say. Delegate was the Niamon who say. Delegate was the Mose. A dear Niamon who say.
And the newspapers didn't. Daily Guide say, yeah, Moses say, yeah, na $3 billion deal. Any IMF.
Fortunately, me, we are just young.
Unfortunately, that's all.
General manager, and me offer Abraham Bodi, and a editor, and a special correspondent, Abdul Rahman Gomda.
Meten gacha pa.
40 depots. 40 depots. Ya DBB our general manager DBB a hye nchen. DBB a hye nsa na Kwame Blay wakwa ware na eja okọ honeymoon wa mai. The 40 na run bibia. Etiwe yamose no.
Nti o se yamose.
Yamose.
Oh say wa fa bia na ba bia ye duro ne dia. O say ade ne bi wo ha bia obeduro no.
Na amapia Ghanaian Chronicle. I am fufuo ne wamuaye bi no so mbe describe Ghana. Omo se Ghana ye ne ye no. Say no omo se hunu no.
Omo se Ghana ye very honest. Ye call ye no kura bi e o ne ko kan. Yankwa ye te bia ye be bebe bosan wo nti no. Asa ye neme bu enko yie na ka ubisa ya na nka ya dada papers bi e cross ye de kire no. Na ye fa kire no. We were very just say we went to lay all our cards.
Ye kan no kre no.
Ye ko di no kre e ma IMF. Nti mo so ye de mo was on my bossing. I say, yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, it's good. Who say, Abena say,
almost after first level, no one will say we are honest.
Yeah. I said, Nintena, yet to me reaches agreement.
Yes.
Now, the woman say, I am a phone, won't call home to me, Concord intro. I said, Woko, now, Oma books mo. Eye kama. Woma eye wo balance sheet no eye clear. It is wo nika prekura wo mo am. Omu hu say wo ne hwi. Enkodu obi bank statement. Ade US for mu chiri kura no. Wo mo no ko na say wo bank statement say 50 cities kura na dem am. Ye hu say eye wa wo de original.
Ebi omu se Ghana de ye kodi no kura. O ya. Ye hu se yentumi na da wo.
Ye hu se yentumi na da wo. Eti ne nyina mu no say they aka say practicals. Yen demonstrate say normal atuto yi. Yes. Because we cannot afford. This is about the 17th time Ghana since independence. Ya cooperating whose institutions ama emun sensem say deja. So this time if we are able to get it right, ne ansa anko biemu a. Na just nka aboa ye nyina.
Yeah.
Guzuneti NEAT 100.9 FM. Abna moye ana oye co-character ene ohwe no validate discussions ADAKABRI Mamudu mene eye talk show host of the year Marjorie the maestro eye Osai Ajman yeah e hase ubetimi I was up here on 050-600-0909. I say of ADAKABRI, good afternoon. I can bet you with my last penny that sooner or later the runaway economic wizard will soon find his muff for numerous economic lectures again. Meanwhile, he once accused Kenufuriata, wait and see, Nana Kwame of K, Osianche, na Alaji, Mahmoud Baumia, no, no, so because I want to know, one a boy, my fiddy, your money, you money be no, you money be a ye. Also, when you bought a product at 10 cities to sell, you can't just reduce it because it's been reduced to 8 cities from suppliers. You need to sell the old stock and study the price stability of the product before you reduce the price of your goods. It will be premature to assume prices must go down because the dollar is depreciating. This is just the beginning of the week. Sellers can't reduce the prices now. Yansia atonsu agogo ana odi free ya odi ebre yen. Dakpeto Ban Eric from Ayawaso Central, Allow Joe Branch, Communication Officer NDC. Good afternoon, ADAKABRI. Assuring Katia no for some powerful brouhaha shall pass. The dollar will go up from 15th December 2022 going. And also so what they abba. Inflation has hit 50.3% and not just inflation also at the end. Keep listening to NEAT 100.9 FM. Don't remind Mahama. Let's say, you know, what no was Simu saying, will be a person into my body into money.
Oh, sir, what do my penny pain? And I need so no all indications, such as a onya eye franka na obesan to be ewo NDC mu it a banisa na such a person no when the historically na ade etai esi wo mo hwe dia ono no all corner the antakrache ne hye no na na yetete allegations some man for the wo mo toma bobo ne dia so no the krata ba bontin so no on fa ne toma nkonko
I know the Daily Post was saying
Daily Post ya former president John Dramani Mahama say also onu the only preference bia oni obia otu batadi nechi and na on endorse obia e wa this elections it's no be ko jabe because so amekra Mahama kra tamechi on carry on endorse obia on ta obia on page obia answer obia ntu abamu obia intimunya no
etinenu na inform asoso no was say there genocide nketia chese ateche Enchuma unimu nchuma
amene nchuma ye de kwa muka
abrasa unimu nchuma
unimu nchuma oh sorry
memeba just memeba
enchuma
adentuma atete on
mumpa fia bi mreme
unimu nchuma
what was it gotta guess abra enchuma ne dey
okay so o see isu omukas na say udisue aduane freezers
why are you pa
I don't know
mumpa fia bi mreme
muntwa sa video
and how
enchuma
I took it to my head, I know you're sarcastic.
Enchuma.
Why they?
Enchuma.
Okay, Netchoko, not to say a clean.
I never done Chuma.
Wouldn't Netchoko cracker.
I
clay. So.
I mean him clay.
I mean, can't clear some.
And you clay.
Netchoko, and then baby Galam say sites no 1 year understand.
Oh, and you catch it.
I mean him clay, and red clay.
Enchuma.
Onko akonfufie da on.
There be me na me do okaswa dey na inso to na ye ho no as a clay no.
No your gravels.
There be
no your latrites.
Anwea na as I take na twitwan no.
Your latrites. It's in Chuma ne dey.
Who see red clay?
Enchuma.
E na ye dey buchia no.
Who so ni buchia?
Ai. Na me ni bucha hwe.
Who ni buchia?
Ane.
Buchia de na ye say.
Me nsape. ADAKABRI you can't me.
Nti de de kwa buchia ho no.
Ye de kwa ho sen.
Ye de kwa ho.
Ai ti.
Ye de penti ho no.
Anya fa ntwoma no. Ai say anwa akoko keke.
Na ka say anwa akoko keke.
Na dey.
Na anwa akoko keke anko we ho.
Hey.
E bia me ko manya sa na e kan.
We can pardon you.
E kan say.
E bia na nyesa no.
Buchia netie.
Buchia netie. We yi ada. Was when you asamoka. And you see didn't get any as what in Chuma. I can't.
The campaign royal, you can't visit a debt here. There's one that I wouldn't chance, Prego. So,
Joseph a chance, me Musa sent to Wabra, Lodina. When you gonna neighbor?
ADAKABRI, please.
American.
You can't speak Creole.
No, I mean
you can't speak Creole.
You can't normalize suffering.
I
didn't grow up in a Buchia era. Like you can't force me to suffer. Don't normalize poverty.
You can't normalize poverty.
Yeah, you can't normalize poverty.
You were not born in the butcher life.
No, I don't know that. What is in Chuma?
Just on Facebook.
Yeah. I don't normalize poverty. Why?
Well, yeah,
yes, it's a politics not here there.
I say, a quick for years, my friends saying, a queer waffle was it? Yeah, Penas watch review. You could do
yes, campaign I said to get tired. What was that in program on Mongo to Hana? What's wrong with that? There's a dirty campaign that wonderful say flat. I didn't to my son, I walk out into my after campaign with that. Now I see a NDC chairman. Oh, for some also I anti Mahama. Oh, anti Mama.
Actually, get your some of one Mahama.
Oh, I don't see a NDC party. Oh. Supporters you will still munina more time we Supreme Court. Now we read the crowd who's almost see 2020 election no mu no nim say Mahama enya. But we will still a time just to make the easy popular to Ghanaians. Yes.
It you almost so assign echo back.
Yeah.
Echo yes omokoye manual collation of the pink sheets. Na nya de nwanwa 2012 the same thing. Party in government almost so esma nipa tamu nkoje pink sheet imra and omde kwotena salam na ha say try say you be putting together inti adesua omusua free mo ni say next time round no omema jo anochi any team no etimi aya ade a they will be able before midnight no almost standing and unti say Peter McMenu ebegina ho a na okasa advisedly na no na we mu so tempted say almost so be ye bi no mo be ye bi no na je say enu eye nkokọ krada e crash ye ni best no mo kwatamale so as well eti eye adesuade enti say no going into 2024 no MPP ehunu nyansa
NDC ehunu nyansa ede ne besie kokokwe eye Herald Democrata nebuza ho se wo se NDC mpanimfo ehene nom kwaje o makon ho
ya si NDC mpanimfo no mo ne MPP mpanimfo ni bi just mo ye shady business kokwasa adwuma omo wo no mo ye edi nyina ye si edu nketa leak nema ni nyina bia ahead of elections you na to drop bomb
omo se
NDC for ni bi kwaje omo chop money MPP for page
graphics ose kwame jamase se kwame afija se kire se kwame ena je se woni Dr. Mahmoud Bahumia ena ekonna krana enti no yedi post ko akoma no ena bi ka se nka me mfa post no ma no ena se dinket ofuso for say me na me chairman me na me leader of the party mahama your ordinary party member enti me se mfa ma se kwame ena se yedi ma se kwame a se kwame kokoye se wodi contract ko akoma Sami crab and just a moon and somewhere by and say Adiana crashing. The crasher no ye CRASH and almost CRUSH. It is your crush and I crash. I grow way and your crush and I say a crash. Wait and a Herald Deca. Now wait, Nina Mono. Uzu betia general and semna. The Ghanaian publisher says general why they
or see dear ya sign was sign easy. Electoral Commission was sign omuti. And no na make no say in the 2020 elections, your former president Mahama. Court now, Supreme Court or this no. It was just to make easy. And now was no person my easy here on popular keke. No person modin tawa to nipa ye Ghana for any easy entem. Now you doing say easy and then adwuma ye corruption because bibi. So now mun nyina mun nimpa say Rihanna na ya renis ha. No mun nim so obare wie. Omuko 2020 ni nyina no mun nim so obare wie. So now they were just no more ya match say easy no Ghana for we say easy nya papa na nka ye fa ejidi e she easy.
And na Republic was say din ketia dia no aye.
Republic says we World Cup and say educate wa Ghana.
Well, just one World Cup
nka wa Ghana.
Just one
we Ghana ni na wa Ghana.
And oh yeah makwai.
Just a party ni mu kokko asem ni nyama. I ni say babo nti na just a chairman kakra. Just a post kakra amafo be.
The charge kakra di kobo for so for nti. Na we ya ni ka asumsem.
Woni ni kwa kaza ni nka asem wo. We anka o secret nchen. Why say me kama be mo bi di.
But we find politics and internal politics and it's almost ya hwe you. But it's good. And no maybe say there ba aya na eye ma ye nyina ye ne da ho sa ma wu hu. Eti won so wo ho ana enye say wood amanyoko na ji bibia ana won so wood e kire bi keke. But sometimes they have to manage it well. Internal politics and all.
So you DJ Mensa temper
because ana eye wan say internal politics issues ebe wo ho na ye nyina ye nim say forest ye kwaye ye wo ho kama na zu wura ma na tum say na dua bia wo ba bi esi so say the city
okay yanka message kakra on WhatsApp no so also please now you see we have lost our languages. I'm Kotokoli. I know Nchuma but an account does not onu Kotokoli ni kra hunu Nchuma na ono Kotokoli ni no wa hunu Nchuma na wo kani ba te say ono wo Kotokoli afena busa Kotokoli fo no ba bi mfre anti omo dos pa omo ye nipa bi omo nye kikiri enti ya na ukọ oti region areas so na ubenya na akọ Mampozongo ukọ Jamasi Zongo ukọ Jusu Zongo a ubenya Kotokoli fo wo honom omo ho twa papa behwe so ni bi oye Kotokoli ni Anas obuade pa Nasiri Muhammad obuade papa Kotokoli fo no omo ho me onu mu san a omo esa good luck so also for good afternoon I am offer as chemistry University of Science and Technology Bashuru cheze Bashuru hume cheze obeka se wonye ceremony to hu cheze odafom papa we ne maame ba no ne maame wu yakola no honto ne da ma yenye interview we say famra Jonathan Ochre a political analyst na yenni ni nkomo kakra say happenings within NDC would it ignore to the benefit of NDC at the end of the day no ya why ekuro nanim ya why animu aka e best stand you in good stead ye wie so ana ye busa na kakra bi so say good governance and ye wom ya na Mr. Ochre yamo ha
ya na ka be jesu
na mpacho ho te san wie
e wade dia che no so
bani bi ani akoma except to say And the echoes were NDC mu say yakwakoye youth and women organization yakoyi leadership na hwentokwa ewo Sami Jamfi any Broja Jamfi on one side and also Pablo Opariado one chilling account of one of the campaign managers of Broja Jamfi telling us to say NDC MPP for Anama Pablo ne yire scholarship our boy America chese wo sua de Pablo Kroya so ne mpenafo maako nsia eno ndo onimu omo a omo nyina no MPP for na amema no scholarship a sa mpenafo ni nyina wode service omo such an account within the NDC. How do you see it?
So madam Manusia FM for chief for I'm saying and then the client is income. I'm saying politics, sometimes they do the now quite to say emotional intelligence will not take over rational intelligence. And when that happens, I am not quite to say I am some car and fat and one and into the family. One of that say we will go opponent to the movie. And I'm here to see. But of course, whenever you are having such internal challenges and struggles for power, some of these things are bound to happen. And if some says, so Fienipa, Edward, some two about here, and things about tuning. I don't know, maybe they are sometimes called about the street, not what or pay. I think it's a by and large, in generality, they've been able to conduct a successful election as far as youth organization is concerned, women organization is concerned. I think Pablo is the one who has been elected, or Pariado.
Yes.
I think he must listen slowly and cautiously. Ultimately, when you have been elected as a leader, once that happens, you are going to create more enemies for yourself. And I feel you cannot party so I think you must step aside, take a back seat, relax, let the tension down, and then forge ahead with now. That is the best way to go. But the petty bickering, in terms of politics, most often than not, in every part of the world, be a question be them now, so be that. But we really do not treat these things,
It is yet to us, I see dear. Notwithstanding the sea in Chireno, Opariado, lawyer, Yatuaba at the amount, what BT Broja Jamfi. Inti suggestions say, Anna, a yedena Sami Jamfi seen in down Airport Hills, a yedena, Broja Jamfi, Akofenipa, a yedena Sam George, who you see, or your influence peddler. Sakasanina, to what benefit, Anna Opariado or Jeffrey Moore?
Well, it is much ado about nothing, just like Rabbi Ransom. And when we need an officer, he's rubbing it in by causing commotion. And I'm going to say, one team for the pardon and consequence and think that they are going to win. Ubaba dano consequence. And the one thing is, you occupying that leadership position, one share not party in the party, as I say, only you no bring disrepute to the name of the party. Therefore, you are being suspended. It happened in the MPP before the 2016 election. When your friend said you were from Japan and you were Foko. And up to today, they have not done the same. And so you always have to be very tactful when you are dealing with all and sundry in terms of politics. Some of them fear of can say it is much ado about nothing. Is it the case to say, besides, this is a person who has not worked for government. For you to say we are taxpayers' money, baby. So you think that you are trying to expose him, to some kind of criticism. But it means say, you still feel sour and embittered because of what the likes of some agency, maybe some judge and the like did against you. And I'm also said, much as there were people who voted for him, there were people who were also equally against Bojajensi. In Toronto, they were against him. So politics is just about what? The pros and the cons, the for and the against. Therefore, if some of them, within the political bracket of the same mother again, and everyone can see the future. Some of these things, of course, if it's the crowd, he said, yeah, a man said me okay. Maybe it could go back to harm his family life, but that will mean, say, if we are only ready for some of these things. So, for about obviously, some of these things could be construed as political, a banter from your enemy or from your opponent, so to speak. And of course, once the battle is over, it is over. You garner your troops and ensure that you have one common enemy. And no, and now, but sir, in Penupon, share your mouth from people. I must have obviously, there could be some kind of internal bickering going to struggle it out with the MPP. And here, no OBI is suspicious of the other. At the same time, affect the unity and the chances of the party going forward in the 2024.
Ms. Autry, as a political analyst within the political domain, sir, your contest, supposedly, there was a C between the victor and the vanquished. Saying and a post-election period, no,
well, it is always the victor who must reach the vanquished, so that any other vanquished, you, the victor, must bring an olive branch and embrace the vanquished. And it is very serious, especially if you look at the voting gap. About what that means is that a Catonobro and Kawuru see as an incumbent. So it means you do not have that overwhelming victory. And if you think that the NDC is the common denominator here, then obviously you must find ways of reaching out to the Bojajensi and break the gap. You don't need to have that arrogant petty squabble between, the elected officers of the party. Those things don't.
So,
really
would you
help.
say, understandable, said the vanquished, why you frustrated, why you hurt, say on 2 occasions, Akwaweze has beaten me to it. In his head, in his frustration, was say, the victor, and I was say, okro, now they never back onto the table.
Yeah, certainly. Because we share Bojajensi Kasemwa in a concession speech now, which means that it's still better in there. And to make statement to say it is not over. What do you do? Is it the case to say or the court? Another is going to write some petition against him because of a sort of say the system was manipulated in favor of a particular candidate. That is
certain eligible voters were disenfranchised.
Yes, certainly. Because there is this issue of chain, accredited chain, non-accredited, non-conurbano. I think that going forward, the party will need to streamline things of that nature. Party is a living organism made up of human beings. And so, as time goes on, you have to look at the backdrops of some of these prescriptions and ensure they are nipped in the bud. You do not wait till the election time to think of changing or causing for some kind of reform. Anybody in a reasonable capacity will think, you want to manipulate it for one person or the other, whichever way that it should go. Besides, some people may have been disenfranchised, but you know the one that you are arguing for such people, how would you know that they're even going to vote for you? But the fact is that Once they have the right to vote, then obviously they must be allowed to exercise their function. But if the process is not clear there, then you have to err on the side of common sense. But yes, so it is very unfortunate, and it is very painful that you have contested him twice and you have lost. But this time round, Utimu said, it appears they needed some kind of change, and it didn't go the way as planned. So I'm of the view that you, Pablo, you are the victor. I said somewhere, when he began, answering to some of these allegations, he said it with the loudest of voices, and I think the electorate heard that. And he also, showed the kinds of things he has done in his capacity as a youth leader. Believe you me, I have been in the University of Cape Coast over the years. I've been in the University of Ghana over the years as well. And whenever I've had team organizing protests on Konobana, you always see Pablo get coming there. So you cannot in any way ridicule the work that is done at the youth front. But of course, if human beings think otherwise, probably these were based upon some of these allegations that came out. And these things go further to harm or to hurt your campaign. No two ways about that. There were many people were convinced by some of the allegations, for which reason they might have voted against it, and for which reason Bojaji appreciate it in quite a number now.
It is still Ura Jonathan Ochre, political. Say it again.
Asante Ochre.
Mr. Santoche, Mr. Jonathan Santoche, still on the issue of Pablo, Nape Yanko mainstream of Ubuswam Pofu, I said in Katia. Pablo is heard saying, say, Musoria, and I'm a co-doctor do for me, co-doctor do for. Na, I'm a co-doctor for and one saying. Namunina, and Munam Sumasi Coco, Rani Fio, airport to Honum, Eco Jessica. We no catch the wine, no for what purpose and walker.
Well, meaning no, ADAKABRI, yes, I just say you are sending me on a wild goose chase. Commonsensically, you can easily attribute that to the opponent. But once he himself did not pinpoint that, I cannot in any way identify, the person that is alleging these things against. Besides, such allegation and bias and one long distance effect. What is the long distance effect? The long distance effect, then said, party in paying for party, the dom, the cool, I was going to say, Ebia, Enche, Omako Trabai, Francatuni. And if you look within the party, there are obvious choices, So if Pablo is alleged on Dr. Dufo was anchored in Gina, now quite to say they are accusing him of being a snitch. So, but they need to also understand that the common denominator is the NDC. Dr. Dufo is a senior member of the NDC. So if Pablo Airport Sanipanwa, I think that it is much ado about nothing. It shouldn't be a source of query. If you say they are proper tone information be at their proper Jessica they are, then obviously have every reason to query that particular ulterior motive. But say yeah, or proper in the campaign. Now when you are more a priest have the idea. Of course, there are other sources we would have taken money from. Why wouldn't we talk about those ones? Is it because a non-ember public domain and assessment? So I think it is all about the politics of the day, and it is about punching that part of your opponent where you see his weakness.
Enti so share opariado na o share Luisa Hannah Bisiu. Omu nyina no allegations of desertion. Say omu a deserti omu post. Omu anhwe youth no Pablo at a point na ho kra mfa no at a point no wakusua de wa America at a point no tete na yire nchen ni kisi wo hwe Hannah Luisa Bisiu afi na ote baabi ye panu kwa ye hu no So there was this genuine attempt. The Broja Jamfi, why a crowd so obey Juma. Broja Jamfi, any the youth in their party, a clique. Broja Jamfi, any younger generation in the NDC, like Sam Georgie, Sami Jamfi, Ukuja Toa Blakwa, Kwame Ajenim Boatin, Obi, Omo clique. At Sadia, young Concofa, a man so no, young fa Margaret Ansa, Mago, or no so Emra, Mago, a very good relationship with the Maba Wano, warm so no, just a leveraging on a Maba Wa party num, ne papa, Julius Debra, linkage with Mahama, Nechitinke, Ria Nessa, a dear ma, one more ya kizu of desertion, opariado, and Hannah Louis Abisu. Omutimisa retaining omu position see.
The woman said that campaign strategy of the other side did not go down well with the electorate. Talk to me, no. You see, to play a role in the party, you don't necessarily have to hold a position to be able to play that effective role. And so all of them cannot be women's organizers. Neither all of them can be the youth, organizer. I think Omar Tuabala didn't get it, but the common denominator is the MDP. The common motive is that you want to slug it out with your main opponent in 2024 to win the election. So we make sure someone we need elections now. You don't need to be youth organizer to be prominent in the party. Obviously, you might have played some 1 or 2 roles there. Or more, the powers that be would have seen that and would have rewarded you accordingly. So I think that strategy did not really, sink down with the electric. But of course, for me, I predicted that Hanabizi was going to win. And indeed, they did. I think the issue of desertion also affected her because she was bent on defending that. As I said, when there's the attempt of desertion, as it were, and I said, you have split mind. You either want to be an MP, which is only a stepping stone. Now, we need to have a committed person, so you go for your MPship. That in itself really upsetted us, really unsettled the woman. And she had to come out forcefully to defend that. What you said. And I think the electors got into that. That's the more reason why she was able to retain her seat. With Pablo, the allegations were too many. And we shared social media platforms in Australia. It was awash with the campaign messages, the pictures of Godejefi more than Pablo. And so I think it was quite worrying. And it is out of that emotional torture, and in his victory speech, it said something that I felt to say it was something that was not necessary. And that's why I said his emotional intelligence took the better part of his rational intelligence. And so I think going forward, this kind of petty squabbles between himself and some other senior members of the party should stop. He can do better by doing that or killing them in the background. You cannot solve these problems in the media. You must meet the person boot for boot and tell him your side of the story. If it is not true, obviously the person will stop raising such accusations against you. It could be another lock for Bojaji come the next time.
Right. Yani a political analyst, political scientist, Jonathan Asante Ochre, and Aidin Komo. Still some few questions relating to the banter between Samuel Ofosu Ampofo, chairman of the NDC, and the general secretary of the NDC, now aspiring to become the chairman of the NDC. In their banter, it is becoming increasingly clear, said the Ofosu Ampofo, Wampe John Dramani Mahama Asem, John Dramani Mahama Esuna, Omunyina Dian Satunukum say, Yeneno Eko. As a political scientist, Mr. Santochi, who is saying?
Well, I think this particular bridge is very difficult to cross. there have been allegations back and forth. And I think that you are the chairman. And you know, it is your call to lose or to win. And unfortunately, you know, when you are the chairman and you are the incumbent, it comes with incumbency advantage and incumbency disadvantage. One of such, you know, and for me, when the issue of anti-Mahama, you know, agenda on the side of Europe for some people, I think when it started, he came up firstly to give an appropriate answer on Joy. I don't know if he did that on other sister stations. I listened to that one, and I thought it he chronicled the kind of relationship that he had with Mr. Mahama over the years, to the point that he even insisted, he persisted, you know, on Mr. Mahama to accept the vice presidential nomination that Professor Mills, then the late Professor Mills, you know, gave him. And you know, you cannot in any way say such a person, you know, is anti-Mahama. But of course, with that response, you know, I think it went down well, or it has gone down well with the electorate, if you ask me, because the communication was strong and well communicated. But that was before this state came out. So I have said elsewhere on so many FM and television stations that it is now for his call, it is now on his part to respond accordingly, not with insult and answer Mr. Dabi, but should be able to respond to the issue. Because as soon as it is not only about anti-Mahama, it also calls into question the loyalty to the party. And then it calls to the fore his faithfulness to the cause of the party. And you know, he will have to come out and respond accordingly. Because there, on one meeting, now we are the issues of the election. Then it comes out to say two particular positions people are Nanka Omuyi Blackberry and India, which of course they know that Bahama was going to win anyway. Nanka nothing. But this is the account of the general. But what's the bill? You know, a leader. And of course, I agree that he's the leader there. What he has said, you know, it was his call. And of course, if indeed he threatened overcritic, and it led into a split of Mahama camp and opposition from camp there. Not a set people are back. And before Omobano, who now they list by you, no more buy. You back, say, Joshua Kamba say, according to General, Joshua Kamba says, way. I'm going to say, one main vice president, it's maybe a motion, not a common no dear. Now, yeah, coalition. Let's a coalition process. Nothing on my 5 regions. None of the Panacas and the machine are crashed here. And yet, accusing fingers will point at you. And go get trained also. No. What person was trusted? About 2 or Muturi. Who shall send your Muko court here? And Kwan could be a and of course, because the coalition process got crashed, you know, at the end of the day, yes, we will create and gather and a more process the more gather coalition. And then we fail. And to no general show I didn't want to the car in the woman you must say some say. When it comes to the electoral process, they are very good. That is general general Katia. And for some people, in terms of electoral process, they are very, very good and very experienced. Don't worry about that. But you know, and we will go here to not a way to sometimes and so on and so forth. I'm not going to be a payer. No matter what we didn't choke our court there. Not a one of us uncle on there. And yet, the delegates will turn against you. The question is also we share contract as senior career. Now, we say you some put the general back, now the contract now. When the natural part according to general, any other credit, no more, want people now, you don't contract now, man. That's what I say. The cost to say, or no, chairmanship no work on, or cost say, or make sure say party, the soul of the party, will be kept so that it will not be sold to other people. So you need to read in between the lines to know the effect of the language of the general. And finally, Obianim said, unless Mahama Kasa won't contest it, if he contests in the flag bearership race there, he's obviously going to win. And to the same one to name try Mahama, but no one now nothing. According to the view of Mahama, now when you need power, says start position Mama. Now you use your leadership to do that, yeah. Then obviously it will foment this communication say you are anti-Mahama. So in effect, if the delegates are to listen only to the side of Yewra Sedu Katiadia, then obviously someone of Usampofo will be in a difficult position. Be in a side corner.
Yo. So finally, this weekend and a Congress no Airbaso, that Titanic clash between Sedu Katiano of Usampofo. Would you care to share with us any thoughts? More pundits, no? Mususu se bitimi asiana.
Well, I've said it over and over again. It's going to be a close contest. The record over there in terms of elections, internal elections, only less than 80%. And Chairman Omosanfo is overwhelmingly popular and is also liked in the party. Both of them are liked. So I think to say, at the end of the day, the delegates will make their final choice. And the decision will be clear. But as I said earlier on, little communication, where not attended to, it will go a long way to harm you. Because, no matter what you say, Omuka be said, I wanted to hear what I said to say, if the and they impressed upon him, said, to step aside. He shouldn't go and contest that in itself was also a top hierarchy meeting, as it were. And until he said, someone was so popular for the assassin about Tuja, and the chairman and Casas crack cancer. Then it will paint a picture of greediness or avarice on the part of the general secretary. After you've had 17 years, unchallenged as general secretary, and to now then one step aside. So you see, the tape now, Bible, it has come out at a more appropriate time. That is to inure the benefit of the campaign of the general.
Right. Oria Jonathan Asante Ochre. Yani ajo said the way I want me to do maka kakra say the amana there. Na ya sampa. Aseda. Right. Jonathan Asante Ochre. Political scientist. Ana yaneno edi enkomoi. Na makoma so ade na etimi adaye di amame. Na eduada kwasi boatin. Me ya na menua no. Se makoma so ade. Abra kenka mamiti makoma so ade. Sai na kwasi boatin no ka no.
Say makoma so ade ni. We ni makoma so ade. Makoma so ade. We ni makoma so ade. Eye mid. Eye mid. Ey. But a man to Trini. Was a man to Trini. A yamid de bebre say, but man to Trini. A yamid de bebre say, or say me say, young queer the fee. A yamid de bebre say, or say me say, young queer the fee. Just a radifie na fahudi. A radifie, a man to Trini, and not fahudi, a war. It would have a what in a cansano. Mammy, a DJ foreigner. Oh, I see. Namisha Watiana, as you watching, baby, I will be a accordion, and I will be a human. As Makuma Swadi, Makuma Swadi, that Bernardo Babatina, Nadia said, what came my unit through say, now what me a scratch them here, then let me at here, wrong say, at a papa.
Ya oria no hobo ko ewie puno no sa ya odi ko tututu ni TFM akoma fadie
Akwasi Boateng no. Makoma so ade no wasa be ka kire me say. Oh no. Eye ade wo pen ye de ama no. De me pen susu ni o. Eye DJ Foreigner. Ana ono odi edimudmade ni de ama yen. Mami ni kana me nkonkwa chia me London fo no. Na me chia me London fo ni wi a. Na bramo ensema ho no nya no de ama me. Hey, what Father ADAKABRI to the whole we are say. Good afternoon, sir. What Father ADAKABRI. Me mighty is airborne inside Kingsland, and I'm doing the listening with Angela Kwasuya Kwadramuako, Sister Wisdom Nana J, aka Kanana, both inside Coventry. Oskani Debra Wiafe of Westminster University, Richmond Kwabnapia, aka Obasanjo of Greenwich University, Amanda Pia of Kent University, Nana Masiedu Sapon inside Renham, Shaggy inside Northampton, Nana Kuyada Akua, aka Lady Keys of Nisden, Isaac Asamoah inside Bemonzi, Costaru of Barking, DJ Nesta of Willesden Junction, Nana Kurama and Dorino Pokuya inside Wolverhampton, Anita Entry, Kofi Stone inside Manchester, Agosia Frakuma and DJ Robert inside Edmonton Green, Kwabena Mani Tagore and Eric Buachi Ankuma, aka Bogaruni inside Enfield, Adra Maleni, aka Mamiti of Tooting, Emmanuel G. Star Frimpong, aka Nigaji inside Bracknell, Florence Jebi of Flo's Kitchen inside Camberwell, Ash Cameron of Basil Heath, Mami Nyaku, Jesse inside Plasto, Kiribu Akodia, aka DJ Couscous inside Greater London, Bobo of Stanley, Bobo of Catford, Patrick Osajefu, aka Nasei inside Milton Keynes. However, since childhood, I've never had drivers using spare parts as a yardstick to determine transportation fares. We are our own enemies. Wafa ADAKABRI. Please, kindly wish Angel sister happy birthday in advance for me. Angel, Agosia Kwadramuako, happy birthday in advance from Wania Master P. ADAKABRI Mamudu Misri Bika home. Daddy George, Ma Betty, Nana Jua, Ma Abna, and the rest of the family wish you well. Sister, as tomorrow marks another milestone in your life. And your kind regards reaching out to friends from childhood group inside Osino. Hey, Mumwadufu no. Osino Mumwadufu. Fantastic show of Master P from London and Wadibaye. But for now, I am Miaminia. I am Edward Akwasi Boateng. Ono na mitie no. Na ina mine na I Abramo so ebem. What's your hianti and a nipa bebra say here? A year drew so a sube beberin in ayo here. A year drew so a sube beberin in ayo here. Oh, me catch my brother say, and my miss stress and my cockody. ADAKABRI Mamudu would be as a capra crowd of Besomia. Mammy Sanka Capre, Nami Pantodi and Idi. Na message that Mammy Chimmy Hua, Wakasa Gwen, and Nudin, where you go radio. So, what did you try the Aniadi? On your group of Medawasi, I was watching the Bishop in Christ, I will say.
Net FM
Mabna. Hey. Who can see the man? Well, lips are now seeing now when you're now. What do you do here? I'll go when my day. Why not my home? Because I won't ask my home. What's in the new Funtin and you know?
If the drum face is there, we don't beat the side and side.
What's your problem?
If the drum face is there, we don't beat the side and side.
What you do for but you have so fair.
But I know your second factor, but you're covered there. Whom is the pressure?
I love you, girl. Nothing you have to Makoma so at the end. Say,
Makoma so at December when they say, and Café say, Nanka, my work promo, Musa boys in na, Uncle Wenyabi. Anka, the abyss of your bomb, one Ababazing. And or baby, or system, and only a friend of Bao Bossy. Elimu anentu no for etu bibia obi so brave you baby ana
na chese wonam so
who ba ku bi so ne nai pa as enkoto ka odam
and so Montiasi.
Araba
Bazen.
Where the on the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me Araba Bazen. Yes. That's what we will give to you. Araba Bazen, my sister.
Araba Bazen,
forget Brazilian hair. The Brazilian hair, no way do beko. But Wagoji, and the Baba. Intino.
Obisu hunu di enti wasabe fie.
Ubo who be what Ontario out at ADAKABRI. You be as
simple and so.
We grow is
and so.
Hey. Also, where to a new. I seen him. So brave no.
I seen him. Abna. Bring your bema bakubia benya manso. Asama da honoro.
Why guy?
Sha yache.
ADAKABRI. Yache. And you mama Jimmy Christmas gift.
One day, what the other?
And you mama Jimmy Christmas gift.
What one gentleman, 7 females. What yache. Blonya de honoro. Abna mama tie de.
I see no say na America no. Aba bazen. Enye say bia wo pese wo di mpamu agronko a ena uhia. Se wo your ba na se na de bia meka no se wo bu wonsa na se wo de ndie dis e be confa kwada hospital ana se wo de wo bu wonsa dis e wiase nyina ba stand still e chende ye je wawo ene araba baze ena wo hia wo your ba so a wo menses ne ba ye nya ni se mo de fi na ba na so ebi de no moja no enka ne eyi wa wo show consistency of the blood na wa wo to say moja no there is something wrong with it color no say indigo say black say blue my sister we all know the color of blood the kwada kwaje araba baze oh your baso na white anakadida hawa my sister like I said araba bazen e nebe boa ubu so na se moja no e ba wonkwa women's best bucket back ade ube wie kra na una wa hata ade moja be nkwa na wo a ube bleed e bucket back uhia araba bazen I not to say a sexual frigidity we are frigid oba yeso ha na yeso ujendua ye poku ka e poku
why say nwabia no
you no feeling
kika ho kakra we say we don't say so me kaka
I was electricity I was
ma wonyo de
aba bazen yem emfa nko be aba bazen e de wo te say wa the first na go 2 hours aba bazen we did 5 minutes that was
na ti so anye ye na ko shia be ma say ya na 2 seconds na kwa so adi ayo
2 seconds you feel a bomb. Omuya rekwe na humbo na. You know, sexual weakness we just a man kwana 1 minute men. Ye wo maybe wo ho omuya 1 minute.
Fantasy adwene.
And then 1 minute na you go feel papa me dem my bro then sister. Like we say be ko mi nya oka. You share the pound na mo a. We so guru ma de enye hu ya.
Ne pane ne nyu a. Iye
mi se nkran me no mbe ye pa
wo no mbe ye mpa eno mu nyam abna no mu nyam
ma eno mbe etino we your bana was sexual weakness so we are baba say we your bana wa wo wa wo hwa ukruzi o ka unem esi abonti se kofa wo bi wo esre wa araba bazen o menses ne bad this month and next month na ban as a wu ano araba bazen e ma wo de ndi atwa kra so nim say undi menopause undru menopause age ma me start no ni sisi asa na too late
I'm hot flashes be down
I and ma afede ade na ria da bi pe araba bazen na Kulu Ghana Limited so I will hunchu capsules there send your kind no you can say we mema 99.9% the one should be here in your old age ubenya prostate
a black African man yes I say omoye over 35 over 40
yes
more likely say the prostate no ebe so enlarge sa no na ama wo Johnson no etimi emaye Johnson so cap bladder no bebre so a na ebo e de call kidneys no mu a complications bebre and the brewo
ta oba no choro so na me pese meta
obua
enkope hunchu
bi mpa
na bubu ni sopi
na we le top a wo ni tu kwan kran na osu Johnson aba say ye
10 minutes
adai I we de pagini sikani bi na me boni dia mintimi mo na one ni nua ba akoso so nenam na fe do mu nyina kokko gina ho omo de eko London na omo basata na fa Afrikia na obesi Libya ansa na maba Ghana we no mu see Libya na omo be ko shopping na omo di kan akọjo nso ansa na omo akọto afero mi enu nyina agina ho no mu bugu 16 no ba ku gina ho no ma na ta ba ku tu gina na emma awurade pese mi bodi na asem na yede na mi bodi na o ye Ghana sikafo di bia ayi ma wede di post be Zed you want to be in the free mai. Because everybody did, and nobody can do Japan now. Compra commercial. What did you want to be in the free mai?
Who's it's no present problems as an car. The tell when you was a baby free mover. It's an Indian now we have 2 capsules. Mr. Kill so send a mekan under 1 minute pack. Ye nya ho e mema no bro nya we watua we boga bia we fia brochaba watua mage ya be 4 years need we say oba bete wo car wo di under 1 minute wo hwe phones awato wo hwe asase awato wo hwe store da awato mage ya na ye ba na wa bete wo car wo di 1 minute patwa mo anti de wo hia ene Mr. Q eno de boa e ma mema so a premature ejaculation and na 1 minute no Patrol, libido so form as a man, Mr. Q, and noa and a wihia, king tablet, and no so for hypertension, and I know be friend BP, and a high blood pressure. So will be a king tablet and a baby high blood pressure there. And you say, what was a napa now? COVID by yes, so underlying health conditions are to me, a bini high blood pressure, and in our be a 2 pennoa, copel king tablet. Ewo Kunlu Ghana Limited. Now where the mo pesa mutobi no 0244 139 176 0244 139 176 and 0204 139 176 0204 139 176 and 0274 139 176 0274 139 176. But obenya bi were leading pharmacies, herbal and chemical shops e wo Ghana nyina. Medasi bebre. Ai eti se na make no. Bro nya wa wo yo ba na so wunim se wo libido no ekofom na so wunya bia. Many ADAKABRI next week I be promo. Ai ye bi some questions bi wa betu answer no. Ni ama araba azen cause mi nya ba wo ya kama dodo. Adai de bia kwa do ba. De bia kwa ye do ba. And now the uncle de bia ba ya just see ehun. Ye nya. Esawala. Medasi bebre. Hello. Esawala.
Obia wa kuma so ade. Bible say ma yaninka onyankopon na ma ne akuma akere. Mimi nyankopon, me no wura me ne wo se tene. O tumi se oye wa kuma so ade ma.
Need FM yo.
Nankoma ye babedie no Ora Joseph Amwa of Love Enterprise Hotel Babiani was here Chrome Yadini Bedin Komaka exclusively on a industrialization and now didn't work Matine no industrialization he's a businessman and how would a businessman fare in an industrialized economy then also we have a discussion naturally the city is gaining ground Efia Kranchua and the Queens Teacher Kranchua on also or has say of the MPP stock and then Minister no Pemineke. Hey, Apito F1.
No for
Hey,
okay.
Judge Nash of the NDC and they were a Bema who Bebia Wupe Kunubiano, but Montinesa Bema when a wano. When in a war, Bemwa Kobia could be obeying Jacodano, because Jacodani 6 years, and son of my war about what Jacodani be. Where were your Bema Sonfo, where your Bema or 1 year? Judge Nash Yamin Shroud.
Nama kwamba sasa die ama kasonya bibi ready December ready nyakubose Oma mido yeni Nama kwamba sasa die ama kasonya
Need FM yo.
Oyeti ni Oyeti ni babebra sai
Kasi buating baby I will be a nyamin shroud and the otro new ma wo to ye or see what he ain't na many babebra say and now be jom I say yen toshi who coffee you be pack coffee kra wunya ohianti na eye watamfo benya wo bakoma so ade ne se onyame obebo ho ban ame atowa ade e ma nkose wo kobo busia flo bia ho amani fakura nya waka wa kira asem bakoma so ade onyame bebo ho ban ate ana omo amwodwom nyina wo kashifo nyame nkam wate malata nyame nkam ho sacrifice nyame nkam ho mrantia mu fudi nkronkuma nkuma ma bankran amu bedi pa bronye ebe no ye ntomo nyina amade na makoma so ade no muntimi nya wate ana
ya mesira me ready e mo say o ma me family to music so say nipa me bro wa e ready Nyankopon adu music wo aya hantai after the nipa fire wa
Neat FM
me say me ready to say o ma me family to music so amaka so nya me bia brand ho eno ne ma ko manso ade nipa bebre wo yasuma me ready Nyankopon wadu wo sika wadu wo sika so already we
sinipa bebre do mo atu musika so eye turufu ba bia kura wontie o ka tia sade we wonhwe ye mu ankwa ho a ofiri se sika betimi age no na kafe no a sika wiase wo nyina no e kafe no a anye yie awasi buaten e die wo ma anwum yuto ye no nyame nhyira wate anakwasi nyame nhyira kwasi buaten nyame nhyira kwasi buaten nyame nhyira kwasi buaten ba biada
Oha Echi Ponkno Needs FM.
Hey, catch it. List ni nie. Enyoma beto to dia me baba no ho ade no. Hwem so betumi a. Asew. Now beka. Ya jontuma miensa duku potomanto. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Asew. Udan kwanu ntumu ho. Me be mo anu nso hye kura de aka ho. Wo hwe de wapi ho. O ka sa batete eda fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a pair, Baba Warrior.
Aso,
ye fear said this way chocolate drink, your sorry, no pan on the enum. Ye bishop free genome snack. Ye know who I don't yet serve woman. Ye did really a baby bog we had yasua. This way chocolate drink in the enum. And at this one, what's Yanua? Has it a woman, cocoa woman, brick woman, baby woman. I don't hear any social.
This way chocolate drink.
You hear any social.
FDA, I just said you didn't crack too much to say a yeah.
Cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Oha Echi Ponkno Needs FM.
Needs 100.9 FM sini. Na yetna sia na eye Ura Joseph Amwa Love Enterprise na wani nim no Kumase edemano na oye contractor na osan ye terazo dealer. Varied interest or a business person fritete wabo ne ho yegrom abasi buaten on me bono nyum sa na o se my emotional kakra me nua panyina na chiriba me nu me fe no akosi buaten na sa time na me ko tena plemako abrochire e ko bena da akosi buaten so wo me menda enti sa me bra no hwe me papa enti da bia me boy do da akosi buaten nyum no na maka me bra panyina akosi buaten na cheso acheze kumase choba ahodo me hunu ye nyina akosi buaten na de me ko ene se na nyame ato nsa frɛ no enti akosi baby da bia nyame nka ho ati yetna se a alanjere matene akwa akosra party mpanimfo Alanchamacha ko lecture warm on industrialization. No, see, there's no doubt. Say other developed economies in Inano, yes, after more industrialized economy. Ehun semu amodinam anything.
Yo, me das ba me chia etiefu nyina. Na sana me koso. Ni akosi batin a otu mi wonso me bapa.
Oh.
Me ni na wo for krum, ho na na eti.
Sa.
Ono maame. No ya ketwa. Na radina me so tete no na. Obenyina nyame adum se otu nyimti won de.
According no so woni sebonsu. And now the according no edim ahimpa and I said from pon so be kan ho. It one more according for ne de. This me kokko pe abate. Na abate abe mama bakwasem no. One more the according no etro nwum. Na akwasi buaten de he's so lovely. So lovely. Akwasi baby I will be am chia o.
Now say nyum so a chest but still
I
mood.
Says Adam pen ne mafo no. You won't until the yeka. Into akwasi buaten wo beti into in a series of nsam nyina obeka. Obeka enti no akwasi wonu anwum bebre. So na oba akwasi nwum na obeye ne eja menka na kese yi. Dan me chia o. Dan na samu me chia. Nana Samuami Chiao, and I feel fair for no so my bar, Afro Quanta bar penny, Nana Hamilton. And some of them count you no. And I'm off I say, and a sopoku, and then I miko bobe, one yet uncle the Abamiso, and a sopoku soon go baby piano, and a sopoku soon sema wakano, and muopa. It do baby on my Sabriani betinaha. Na and someone going forward, no, yet me ye stands a be. Aka asem kro no a na oka wonwem no ansa na yabonwom no ye wonsem pa bia senye na na kuafriye na de ba na ya bra moye na de ba right
now say enwom say a very powerful means of education. So maybe kai say na you swapa you go school enwom a omde kire the rivers of this country. I still remember it. So major rivers
of this country, 8 of them are strong.
River Tano, Ankobra pra often, Enumbiri moti daka black volta, white volta, Sicilio coupon.
Sir, it's not the whole team. Start to be on the Minsuato.
River Tano, Ankobra pra often, Enumbiri moti daka black volta. White voter, Sicilio coupon.
Abra ma wada Roma. Muntwa de mpanto mfama mwatiana. Na sa rivers ni nyina no. Ye behwe na ye hwe sa rivers ni location ewo. Na ye hwe the tepidity of of that tepidity of that water no. Yahwe
ene go hwe dia o be ho
anti yantia nwase a ne afre Dr. Solomon Usu na Dr. Solomon Usu ene ogina Nevada amansu o de kire nyensu ketwa enti abena me so muntwa hase ntoma he to no finally maminti ai
River Tano Ankobra pra ofin enumbiri moti daka black volta white volta Sicilio coupon and you about almost
50 years
and back.
So and nam see a chire wo no e da ho da tirim eh why are there
the nyom die it will be to you ma on fans agro no die ade na wo ye e be last na year to a wo enya se atwiro no keke be fan say e be ora akra be hu say as an oral tradition but it still will be there as long as your tears na e wi asen say it will be a to you ma on fans say or to e na wo to so wi a ma wabra bono ne nwom no nko nyeza wo to na nwom na ma na azo na ma
ento no kwa
ai ja nwom auto bia no e se wan kasa azo in bible information e free no so e ma na wo de adwuma it helps the femra
industrialized economy any developed economy na dia na mo fa so e de industrialize the Ghanaian economy
say you krum the tian say the CIT akra yi omu a omu pe kwan akwa abrochire mi koye adwuma nyina no okwa na so opa abrochire akobia no se nipa 10 na ekwa ebi aba akopɛ ene bi a wokopɛ ade asua okosua bi a wokɔ school ana bi a medical for medical reason akɔ 9 to 8%, and as 80% to 90, 85 to 90. Obi a ko pay dwuma na ye. Na dwuma no mko pa ye nso. Yese bi a o mo kwa ko penso ko a Udu America no or basem certificate Mr. Immigration. And now say police, and now military, and now say I'm talking about public services no. Nya nti na omoko. When you get there, the man occupy and do into the private hands. Private
recruit to Jumano.
Private sector working. A ho na ubenya juma bebre na ye no na e kire wo se so kona benya sa na me e kire wo se o ma na hihye ne nyema bi a e koso nti na wo akwa adwuma bi da ho awo bi bia e so se si ya ye okrome ya every year over 300,000 unemployed graduates eba out the dem pa na bitima idea so sa de we am because ni ekeke nyina se transni an hwekwa be fa so a bitima handle sa unemployment situation no. These people are going to become a very serious national security threat to our country.
So many BBI.
What do BBI? Akosunya nyansa sebi. Akonya knowledge so waba. Bible kura say ensa eni adwuma ni ye baby say ensa eni adwuma ye no. Obunzam na adwuma ye. Enti ensa eni adwuma ye a se tie bia obe pa de fufuro bia opeso ye. Enti say o ya aban a ade e be say bow trim and a quite about sustainable industrial development ama on mine ama manage makonim and just say that as a coswa negura because there be as a wuni penny view now my woman doesn't know my woo and maybe I say make sure say we make provision for them and the idea be an ad hoc and I say by na and me ama mejina na environment and V9 na atiko na san ko part of it doesn't help enti ye nyina yen kamom say this is our country baby a ma we say wono bibia ni ho aye boy adwunu posi e be ya intimi ye if you want to industrial the nation na ye nyina ya adwun say be say ya bitimi aye na the good thing is say sa leaders men sa o ma be di MPP anim na leaders o ma di ka be di MPP anim obi e ba no on passion President Kufuor ba no the passion na kura no pa say I'm for a call hospital. Yes, came to ya, a bew, a needless death. A war, or not be beatono, not we answer than Kabia, Scow Yan, the Bianca, be 20 cities, 100 cities, crowd. No, Shrinka. Then you be ya, men funny maybe to say national health insurance. Men from me, Shemudina, and yet, oh, is there a general hobbies in there, and what the free maternal care by. And I'm a
director back of Kote. Yes. Kote Ajimai. And now walk catch them say, Ubiaban Hobreby say, Oman is Kanko Hospital. And now, our yes and Kubis Kalaman and National Science, a Kate, the man of Waviana, you be the answer the action. It will train out the action or the man. It is so. But came out way in a media or also the hospital of Fancoso, a channel permit media mano, I mean, Faman. And a pan of friends, Monconco friend, Mano Magiscano, and yes, woo. So I say, Mammy, can't go hospital. And as me the man obedient, be a new day. It may train a channel from the man or the hospital. And a Pamonco friend, Mano Magiscano, or say, go to Ajimai, Abema, and I make a Chunia Cotinino.
Until your health insurance card, yeah. Straight away, no, our mammy who be or hospital. Tianuna for the buyer on the Abegina, a digina, and the army I can development there. It will be a not and yet physical Niamanu who know. Social intervention be at the bar, it me Jan and Aswa, a team many pound harrow, and a very important part.
It's a safety net no.
Safety net no. So, I used to not President Kufuor Chairman I Kufuor, so also the passion and the crown of pounds say, on the free education, but there be as a mimica. Like I read, yes, son, come on, chance the passy be power, but scared the ever. And to be a Nabia and Kodo. It be real form for. A sign call, a call crossing because maybe Papa, a codo 1 year.
Codo 1 year.
And Sana may have try another common entrance. Yeah. Sana may pass now. Me of about oh, one fan call as Santa Hode and remind the cover.
So,
cover. I did. And now, me Adam, and I'm going to go me a distance for 5 years now. As I'm my wouldn't now,
but it's actually say. Just a phone do a bear, my bush, and a DNT. Yama, Kwada, Baba, wanted Yama and Cobordin. Kobewo. It
And
will swam in one.
Scan could be why they more about the class as I'm going. Me could do the classmate as it to form Form 4.
Oh, so.
My classmate no Form 4, secondary school 4. Me go through. Me call Form 1. No Form 4. So, enti sana tenti. Na go for different HS ni ba me say e ya dia e be bo papa. E no ya hwe nkola bi a be hu na na ese wo akura bi as wo nya 80s. Akura hwe no a. Say ke school dia nko ni wo twam. Ba ko ya mu so obi interview no. The forms go to go university toy.
Oh, and so.
300 is one toy.
Oh, right.
One toy.
So nyafo ne de ne da ho ye open onkoto.
Atase. Enti sa net. Enti sa do be our passion what they are ba. E janse ro si ye no nko. E na do ba ni biara so no. E janse ro si ye no nko.
Okay.
Enti alanchamatin ba oba no. Wo se wono de na dwumpo nyina ne se oba na obebiebie nwuma ne mfidi nwuma ama omai we say adwuma abam no bia nya bia ye.
And we need
industrialization. So because na ya the value to ye niema no a bi say ye no obetimi akọrọ bi na bode etimi asay sa abre ai we say kuro bi have a friend abre pro aha bode abre sa na pro
ukwa asante achima gogokura no a na bi o we frɛ ho obuase obuase wan ye de bode ne ba kokɔhwe se de bode nsiti ho
say ho nyina no minimum bi a oye plantain biscuit. Send by we say also na sene na say plantain ni nyina ye biscuits na. What we can imagine. Plantain biscuit.
E je say ye ma bode ne nsai.
Ye ma bode ne nsai. Ayi ye banchi. Eni say banchi say. So, eni ma ye dua ne nyina bia betima add value to it.
Add diversify.
Ama bi ho ya koton na manone na aboya ma ye dollar no a pressure house no aba form. And you can that's why you know say government bia nke ya dey say ko taking na yipa especially say ya ba o mem ne hu say o man betima konanim a enu so na gina.
Enti oye minister mpo and was say 200 just under 300 factories both existing and new ones. Now a 125 226 and a year adwuma say nipa nya akwanya say
no be president
didn't be see
the passion when ka wo abehunu ka hwe be one house one factory and go one district because the passion no what they say the passion no ba men ka na say ba ko be ko bie e wo nsuta manage no ho da bia am ko bia am kan say
abroad no
common use facility. The man say they took a loan from Africa Development Bank about 7 million cedis. And the SC factory in Nigeria. The SC factory in Nigeria has start be BIA kama no. Yafa enipa eguma omuba yadwuma no. And no man link farm based organizations no. About 18 farm based organizations. Enipa omu 600 farmers.
Akuafo ahansia.
Ai.
And edua bro no.
Na de tie say utwa obro no a wona utwa na de ba ni atua oka ni a process bro no say add value to it ya na price no cost. It is linked to other companies who so better bro directly their air process no it me fan so ko to bro up to ma 50 cedis a bag ya ton wie no ya ton a emfaso abaso emfaso no aba no mo kwa for mu de 70%.
Wado bro ana watwa
yes
ana awo ana wabeton ama eye 1D1 factory no nsuta
exactly
ana yetia neka ne yetia neka wie no ana factory no a process ya bro no a diversify add value to it ona oma koton dia ma other companies a omo pesa raw material na ya diversify no na ye ton wie a na ehun fiafia ho se mfaso aba ye san link ko back to piani na odo bro no e ko mani bi
70%. Abang the only 20%. Sorry. Abang the only 20%. And now assembly 10%. Hey, can you imagine this? It is how Crawford is more on one. A dear never come when say, or Babet not Kajetia, and as a baby abeda will be still in his page. My
in Sutasu, the cricket ya searching suta
yes nti ehon me nyina ehon nyina no they say wa farm na wo ye no wo bro no enye 50 cities keke na auton de keke ya wie no obesan nya ho mfa so
anchiremu na kwa mo mate om ho ase
o mate om ho ase mi wo ho ada ye bie mi wo ho e na ye chirechiremu nyina 600 farmers enu ma connected to this na san fa workers ya omo so eye
ati say yakoton amamfa so aba no na ye de mu ohamu nchichemu aduoson amakuani no na aban na fa ohamu nchichemu aduo no e na assembly na fa eye edu omma me ye bi adwere
enti se uhwa enti on the different models that one is one factor no e bi hoso a ye no aban no so wasene e bi aho akire no waso wasene kakra to expand e bi hoso so a mfidie na ohia ya ma mfidie no ana ya kran mfidie na ma enna wo mo areas so a ye train enkrofo a wo make sure say wo spare parts ni ma mu hia nyina wo so wo hunim di a wo metimi ababa yes we be say
technology solution centers
yes I don't say avenias ye kokra free be aba
uduru kono ngokura na wo de ko Afrakoma hotel hodom no bonkum no so say technology solution center is in fact it's odumase
that's right so san your BRCs no BSs
it BRC ni si konongo ahiayem and technology solution center ni si odumase
it is a say no de akoba no say eniama ye nyina no ebe manipa nkranhye amomotimi o farmers no enya nkranhye ayo because ni so wie ye no a obenya direct market
and industrialization ya chese working
industrialization no because eniama you can say ye di mfidi nyuma ya di aka ade bi na ade no asesa so ho edi abasa se me fancy we mo insuda area we enka obi a kuma se opese ofiri ho no do betran kran
e ho ye secure central se obetran kran wa bra sika bi a ope bia no obenya George industrialization na Owura Joseph Amwa was a win with Alan ana wabuo su kakra e de akire wo comment bi wo ho antana yaba entokwa ekoso ndisi mu
bedase mamemfa konya isu na minchia analysis na minchia wankasa mihu wache na ohu so ya na ye fe mpremprengi ho ye fe
mojamu no
you
mono
bai wa beng na wenya no no okrokro
wodu na adwene ase mi be nyina mama ba wo yatena se George biguzu tio na oba ne ba ho ye de
nyam ya dum obi a ho ye wo se wo chia wo so
maje won so
adakabre metie me wofa
unua no nyo wofa no omo akokora sa
metie me nua panyin metie me bra panyin wakasa na no ase metie we fide so na the same argument was going on and the question was Alan is already in the government then adenia de fufuro owa ban mu no went to me anye san hihye na mbo aban no ama industrialization ndi mu agise obedi president ana obedi oman na ni mansana obetumi de sa anemide no abo man no on the same platform now panelists na say me refi won kakra so won kasa so kai
nananto
yo won kasa obekai na utie mi nua na okasa me bra kasa ya oka something about passion. And I see it as one of the problems that we have in Ghanaian politics. All the leaders had passion. Yen say passion here na leaders in wono. How far na sa passion no edio man mpempeng so beng. And na sa passion no edio man na kwa kudu. I think say we should be preaching national agenda when it comes in terms of education. When it comes in terms of health, eba yanga kwan sem. Eba you see niema bebre wo ho a you see nya national agenda whether your passion you can have ubetumi nya passion. But san niema na ya de bi a wo ba. Ese wo hwe na san niema ni di mu ansa na wo do passion no aba befem. Alan, I don't know him what he say but senia minim na nado danko akufo ado MPP ya na eton ma yenga ne yamana kwenya bedi anim no sa pepepe ina lang so I can say that beti me nhye da anim no sa but senior yati ni din MPP abamba and Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo no woye no trade minister say last 4 years so he was a trade and this time so he was a trade but me ADAKABRI I see it clearly say they didn't allow Alan Chemantin to exhibit nenu nyam ne nim die owanka odebeboa industrialization ya oreka ho asemi wonga mana kwenya amana andanedi trade ministry ya de man no wo yi niema bebre fi trade ministry nase amante ase ebi ni one district one factory ya wo ka ho asemi anko trade ministry one village one dam anko trade sanshi she ni nyina no nke ye trade because say ye ka say ye kwakusi dam butai ben ndi na ye kusi dam no ye kusi dam se ne be ya ndobai bitise nkuruma nia ye kan season nkuruma tumi dusu na ebien pe aye 2 cedis na baako eye 1 cedi utumi tontroa na ntroa baako 2 cedis na wan intimi fi se nka one village one dam no nka butaya nka yede bani na uyi fi trade one village one factory sa one village one factory ya de bia one district one factory ya de bia me maka de bia se nka ya dwen pa eye nhihye pa na no we fidi so na me ka kire wo se fa so manya ha pa sa dodo wa kwan wi o hwe mango sa wotugu o hwe mango sa wotugu so ye ka se one district one factory ame nka trade ministry ena nka se ye mana kwenya nanka o demonstrate sa de ma we nyina de kire Ghana fo nanka ye hu se ebia trade ye ka se trade ministry da yen butaya ye trade se wo de hihye papa you akra se wati na me ka ya se one district one factory ko hwe no baya e pro wo krom eleni nanse ya na ministry agric ministry di atakashi mechanics atakashi akosesa o brode ne sa niam ani bi aba be gu ministry a enama Ghana fo yenya access to brode a wo be kwa ebia wo benya no fofofo kakra but apart from that no niam nke hu hia pa nke se wo de she papa nansa na nka papa ne ye no me I will say it wodi ni hwemo afena Alan edine nhihye ba beba as trade minister ewo mra nko wa kwenya 6 years anka san nhihye anka Alan odi akoto party fo ni minyina odi akoto party fo ye ni minyina no eye nhihye anka ese omanpanyin ni som I don't think say nene nanse ya na Alan also die
akoto party nenim no odi akoto party nenim say ade a wayo nya de obeyo ade a wayo a o se party ni nyini nsi nchen say onu say nyu onu ade a party ni nsom Emma party no prosecute sa agenda no
akura in some of the two dwa no me hu ni say odi atudwa but there is politics in it what chire na adwen the factories here we say we ma establish dodo saying about almost
127 at
and operational no 100
operation 127 ni nyina ne 296
and ebi wo ho a companies are 54%
a new company from the scratch and 46% existing companies in distress or with funding.
I will give him a thumb for companies are started from scratch. Companies are started from scratch, and I will give him a thumb because say also company be asia and no say sa company no automatically be translated into employment. Bibi ti say Peace FM office here studio hire ti say aban decide so baba so much na so this kamawa you can decide to do away with I mean even a bit may reduce your employment by bringing in cameras obi kura engineer and this time around no omu the cameras aba onipa engineer they just set it what you saying say ADAKABRI ya studio has na ya mawo ya sika say ya de so wasne do aban na boa but it will not generate into employment but the factories now started from scratch, you know. I think say no mumu a bit generate more employment than say ye cost so factories be no masne to say be a
broadie ya oka was central central eyin sutai a broadie say ena etia because don't forget so much say more the so ewo eye wale so no enti say broadie no say etia say do abro beton ma company no nsachire mu no na wo die abro no ba na ro abro no etua oka afi company no sachire mu no kokoton ya emfaso afiri mu ba ye no mu aduoson eba wo kuani no a wabeton ro abro na me etua aka no wo yesa de 70% abro na company no anasa ban afa mu 20% na aye assembly no so such a central municipal assembly no so afa 10%. Sa arrangement wo dwon say
fantastic. Adakabri, fantastic. I am a Ghanaian. I know the kind of pain Bribrenia mania kuafu femu o my way mu.
Acha se factory no susu si nsuta no. Se factory no eye fidie bi aseye a Technology Solution Center no. Ba akusi kumawu. Ufri nsuta ko kumawu no. You are looking at less than 20 miles. Now Technology Solution Center net me the replacement part e dia ba eye nsuta.
That's right. Adakabri, this thing shouldn't happen to only maize. Fantastic. This thing shouldn't happen to only maize. We have 16 regions today. Tell me the region any potential to grow rice in this country. 16 regions. So I think it shouldn't end with just a moo, a brew, and all those ones. There are tomatoes, okro bar.
Tomatoes.
So it shouldn't end there because the kind of pain and agony farmers are going through.
A man who come to that truck or so
some of them farm road. Kwanga ekwe funum. Indoba me share documentary bi. Na we bu no ba na guho. Na kwanga obefa so akukura no sa tricycle yi kwan to me mfa. Tricycle to be funny amano kwang ni nye you see
I'm a top producer no so onya bi mu akonhoma
Adakabe office enke ye national agenda to road construction. All these years are yenya independent inka by this time young no by become wure mu ama na ye ka I think say Adakabe cut across all the farm produce.
I was say
it shouldn't be one-sided.
I was said the one ekoso. So what you say of the 296 1D1F no. I was say yetimi group no. Yeah, what region we say eye emu die nie, ebro die nie, bayere die nie, tomatoes die nie, even omo 1D1F omo ye car parts. A replacement components ye de export to
that is it.
Nissan and Namcans in Nissan Nevada rugged one and a mano. Yeshe Wagana, young creme fabric in the buy.
Mascane Akakrumu. Nina can be never $1 million.
Nissan for spending almost $30 million. And now almost any Nissan of South Africa. A year when she it is the year the Ghanaian Nissan franchise holder no. We need $30 million. Any South Africa for the Kaboom, and me yet technology transfer. Sir, I feel Yamra me Nissan Biwaha. Now, after a couple of years, now Omutimi Assembly Becca Crano, Ombe manufacture a year engine blocks in Ghana.
But the Kabonim industrialization, yeah, Alanchremantere Kamwasemi. It needs a bold leader to take a bold decision before we can get there. Mekai President Kufuor in 2000. One of Adiana Hanopaya importation of rice. President Kufuor came in, or the Mrebi tariff system to regulate rice. Less than 3 months, and then you need a bold leader to take a bold decision, like what Nigeria, and then more bien fi Krobia Nigeria, apart from Nigeria for mono. I think we need the leaders who can take that bold decision.
George Nash of the NDC and the opening comments I heard of say and tokwa ani atwede aye born NDC ones no. E be ba kan wansen. And tokwa ni atwede no. E be union to the benefit of Ghana na. Ebia e wutie de wo papa Jona Moa Joseph Moa. Okay. Now all this such a central Incidentally, General Secretary of the MPP, and Mami Filisuta, and the Chairman of the MPP, the Papa Filisuta, and a Miami Papa, or in the Cassia, Yasachre, or no so if Filisuta, Esther Caro Michel, Atabuadu, and Atabuadu Michiamo. Wadaroma, if ya, dear Papa Joe, a more Kayano, a brew factory, saying and Shantia, say it to me, extrapolate your chimwa, and more better Bebua or mine.
Wafa, Medasi Baby. Wafa, a brew factory, no, that no movie, no, Nami will hobby. Inti Mihune a corso. And say in Suta society, no, that very day, Omweni Jepa, because of that particular factory, no. Inti, and again, so no, a brew factory, no, though it's in Suta, I think say that day no mo be a factory, no, following week, no, or be a factory be one somewhere. Omo ye be. Yes. Now what yes. Now what factory nation share now? They will use maize. They will need maize as a raw material. Into which means that a broad processing factory ne wo in Sutano. It can serve as a raw material. Not just say so more processing or now. It will not get stuck there. I think na yebe part of wa or more better straight to Insawem. Yes, straight to Insawem. Exactly.
And now bottles be moved.
Bottle tietie be my sapufado. Hey, sorry.
Hey, you better what you say DJ foreigner? Oh, what you say DJ foreigner?
DJ foreigner.
A DJ foreigner. When you do, I get you.
My class, where you for be a city of
I was not a free ticket.
I say you will cook with Tete Bia. Or my friend, buy a top out.
Just remember, come back. A
Brono will serve as raw material to that particular factory. Not just a wusha, that factory, no, and sustainable from one source to another. No, ebe bua o maino, ebe fenipa, ebi benyansa no dwuma, ebi benyasika aka omwano. Na papa danwa ya papa call party office no. O make a statement to be said, apart from even industrialization, no one the one for na ekoso, there are other programs that omude bua youth entrepreneurship.
You start.
And no ho. So obekaya first one be a buyer, na it was under NEP.
I John Kuma.
Exactly. No more youth nisika. We ni so adi hu na ubetumi dia starting kakra. Unim paboa ye, unim bag ye, ni nyina no. Omutumi ma besia ma wo de start wo de share here. Recently ba ku so bi so aba ye friend you start. But what fade ba kwa me hu ne say. The program be ba. I say yentumi come enya loud mo bia anya den and getting involved. That particular day, your papa Alachamanti did to just say, or encouraging you to know, young so party members, no, or be encouraging you to know, na you to name for Munshim, na you ta wutifie, now so we are talented, wutifie, now so wouldn't be ye, wutifie, now so person would do jano, what do Mushama? I think that the least amount, to me, the amount, 10,000 Ghana cedis. It is in Cheche in na, and I said the Ruboing na. What family did say you intensify na. You to ent nephew bebresa. Obia benya kakra day. Aye. Then me papa mo adi can start kan no. MPP aban process de bia meka. The process ni break won fin pe. Na de ha bebre abre o man Ghana. Then na make kasa. So man panyin kufo ne hyehyɛ ya ode bae. Ya papa na do dankwa ne hyehyɛ ya ode bae. Na yesan pre bibi fufro na ye be pre no yenhwe se process na ya papa kufo de start ye ana na do dan kwa betoa so enipa ben e na obetumi atoa process no so a sa process no ebetumi aye complete
omuko free senior school no
baba
omu be graduate from university in the coming year into omu graduate here
exactly enti anona ya papa alankojo chiamante say and she say industrialization and trade. It is sebi say she say way e wo ho na say bia wo de wo pa wo abemu na say wo mpa masema falancha mantin ye dey e to nchen na wo de yen focus yen bo hu dawro yen na yen kamom na sa trade and industrialization and nisuade hu na eda ho no come into reality na nkwala omanya free SHS etifie no omunya adwuma nya den enye wo fa me ba me fa wu ba bi na me cheche Uber driver bi as amani so oka chem say sister enya wa wo kan me nim say sa nete about the 1D1F so bo ho 1D1F no feel say eye so hu new factory esi ho but ebi wo ho entisa factory bi wo ho it has been expanded and they've introduced new items and that's a new product I know it's under 1D1F ni e wo factory bi wo ho MPP government basis na egu na eche say egu anisa not on trawa dine eden esi ho but by the help of 1D1F no they've been able to stand on their feet again factory na eden koso me cars ache driver that sister enya wa wo kan me 1D1 minimum say yes factory for eden esi ho no na me say there be say Commander Sugar factory ye na no NDC for and a very revive yes but it was not in process na enya adwuma but say nyame adom almost 30 adwuma even I saw the first sugar here then omo process ya e ba out
test run
e ba out not just say ya koso na say ye push ya it will be in full operation ye nyina e beboa ye na e bia kan ekuafo omo commander area
mami musa because amu asem na mensamra ho na conclude asana because amu asasem yo kan ya oka eye commander say wo hwe say jonko 4 pence he spending $5 million the Martin therefore yeah ayensu starch factory na relationship between outgrowers and na radio kroya so and yet na so enwene yeseka say banch no poisonous one sa breed no enye wodwa no kan be yesi ngongunan ekwa no an challenges ekwa no enne sa factory no international organization no woye nsa and na akoto sa factory no and ye produce no kokoma no and no so de yensa and ye towa ha and no be called West African Stop Region under the auspices of Africa Continental Free Trade area yasemi ya yeke no na sa factories no ya no ye de say ade no ya no so betimi de aye ne ye
on say sa ya okay because commander sorry
ayensu
starch factory and palm now did you start any these vocal programs were no more so panapa no more so papa because me ni ala yisane
hey no what is saying
obase ye be revamp
I can say na e wo hono na say nyina eboa ma na ye adwuma I say enipa no
processes no bi
enipa no adi nchiri ni meko no so can say they say it me say ade pa because we can say poisonous one the first place no obia o interest bia betwa say so I say you see this speculators the obia no can dollar is here can say eco from say can say ya say rise o both rise speculation so now I use starch factory enyina bedi ho dance say na ya the papa at least a bad first cry you deliver for we're tapped into it na ya di you starch become our products. So, at the point
I just say beverage see bia ye di gu nsuo mo ehono no mo nyina no e fa starch ka ho
even 10 tomatoes
starch industrial starch 10 tomato okay starch no do so grass
tomatoes no
the tomato na keke as in flavor keke no any nyama kakre
sisia poalugu tomato no engrofo ye jama ho obi awuma ene ye penipa kra mo makọ revive poalugu onom ama ye nyanti unim investor bia na ene omonka na Italians na mra meboa wo mo na tomato poalugu ni nyina ye business links a engrofo nim
na ni nyina ne se ewiase hu se Ghana is industrializing now they trooping tell you adene cause because hey Ghana say the honya agro we cause any nyame ayi adom a ne dai ba akwa oso ye in the 90s say how the New York of Africa Africa Continental Free Trade Area about say ye no so abeboa papa magazine obi Africa no bia ba aba be pay bibia ha because one say ye financial hub no abedi Ghana Enti ya no so ya ade a ebeboa ye pa na ye no nyina so ebie kwa mai. Sebe ya obi a peso e bibia oba omre. Onu so oba niema no. Wetimi nya ba bi aton no ya through the after.
Yeah.
So obi ho oba na nya so oba ba ya niema no ye wi a obeso export. But so wetimi anya market no ya Ghana
within Africa.
Africa we okay. Mama ma typical example. Ayi tiles ya omo ye no takra de yi.
Shama.
Shama e friends.
Takra de Shama for no betwe manso.
Eza.
Be a hye no so eye Shama. Udu Shama no adu ntwaban no adu secondi no adu takra de. Enti che say Shama wo nya me takra de kra.
No mo say what takrade enso ni takrade e we sipon omo hene ye oba
omo hene ye oba
we guys we ha no free we mo free no for no bi oba we gina kan kumasi and there's no say kumasi bro no beso
kumasi
hene for so fin so
what's your beso if it's a shaman dem is e bu nya sa we pass be na blue
Onu benya fight. No jama for them pamcho. Eti me say minim sa fact minim one can minim trifod. And trifod for on say womo be fit womo link into the Ghana you know. You know what they have done? They have been able to produce stars at a cheaper rate almost exported to African countries you see through the after. When we are ko Benin krama Benin vo mpo say da mo dampo. And many for some of them.
Some price in what form?
Price in what form?
Say yeah, damp from Europe.
Yes, because you know why it was happening like that. Woman link power, no power through you know gas pipeline, you know.
West African gas pipeline no.
I know we pick on power.
Oh, our boise.
Our boy no more year ominti. When cost of power no, are cheaper. The mom tells you very cheap.
Because aboise so ne shaman e bo ho.
Exactly. And the amount of price now very cheap when the omutimi compete the whole of Africa. So
the price in the bar from no na ya dwene here say enya papa.
And say you say na some of the 10 list of items we are buy say you know there say
guided trade.
Well, who new sika, who new dollar and cost bank of Ghana for man. And to me it's very important. These are some of the things there. You betimi ya, you betimi ma ye part the fact is no hesitation. I encourage you mama to produce more. Na no basa e be ma your dollar na very very stable. This is very very important that you aba. E say o man nyina asom. The ntia na ama me na me no can passions but I think your kind me no ya adwen pa. Passion say your national development or as obi wa an aspect of it be. Na say ono na hold forth no and I say ono a leader. That's our passion for it here. At the end timiko na nim. For instance, on say Ghana you can say free education near say kakra. Na look for the was
progressive.
This is my passion. Kenya de no. Etimi ye. Eya kan sa enyuma se ma problem ha. Ene wo mo panwuma ya wo munya binya esesa aban no na so man ni nyina me ni baso ye ntimi nka se enye oman development agenda because obi ntwe no anya adwuma na nipa be 1000 go no munya adwuma this is me go yi kwan ato abra ngrofo no nya adwuma pa adwuma mo munya wo pa adwuma mo mi a wo ma be yi wo kwan
eye de obepe kwan afa so akwa adwuma
exactly and the adwuma sam dey number 1 priority because you no na betimi I break your man in
it is a what community bim na community no asori wo ho masalachi wo ho hospital wo ho school wo ho market edwa wo ho lorry station wo ho hospital wo ho na wunya factory ba kukusi wo na tese wunya baby du tito na wo school e wo ho a sa community no mo is it easy say ube free mu a relocate akọ another community and I say urban area be
no nti na okọ abrochira e fa so obiti aha mo tesa no na we ka janshi
aha in fact technical yeah adaman
obiti ha na onim circle cause bi na adwuma baby odini dwa ne bibia wa ha
shopping center so ha
shopping center and okopɛ de ho etiansa na nipa be move say okɔ no na okɔ say as a tourist he's rather going there to spend
to enjoy
he's rather going there to spend not go be a burden on the other people you can boost to tourism officer sebi omu abegu ha bebre ya omu pa adwuma ya omu nya binye ya omu di burden abeto ahasi se na go mu kromo nyuma ho na omu ba ha nka ha no omu ba ha omu sika omu di firi ho ba no omu be spending ho
it is onya a developed township a developed city
yes
as anoma we nyina ho anwuma ho no na ebetimi am obi afiri one town adwuma ni wankasa menko sa town we a adwuma without necessarily so de nani be kire nkran ana kumase
David okọ so a okọ spend it
and just say local economy no so
na local economy because ahazu anya sika and obedi kakra wa
obi ko obuase so okotu gold obi ko takwa so okotu gold it is a wunya a developed township that consumable town
yes
na factory bibia bi o hono mo a
onko buase ngo ehwe
onko buase ngo pehwe
ya na investment kan abansie side ho baby me ko bi ko yi ho omo se ho kronu ni ho uja phone to abewa na da obi amfanye ehwe
sir
all because more ho bibiri no ye money community money this nigga ebi kra o yin but
and the church say esanse bontefuofo no
and obi a oni sika krent won fa hwe
on fa hwe nya hwe but nsam ye na otimi de eye sika kra to form se kotofa na sabiaku hwe no ma na the first caracol
that's a come to no dia
yeah
and the other man
obedidi
oh
Judge asema me samu a is it good say betimi aba in the political discussions in the political domain kwan be fa so a betimi develop communities a bibia bi wo ho including factories manufacturing base wo ho no mo a enye necessary say obe free sa the community way akosa community way ni emum etinami community mu kura na mani beje ama metimi afilify
yeah it's true I agree with him because Oshia Ndobani Biwa, some of the villages, they have nothing apart from transporting the say what it be fiwa bakuruma babeton.
Activity be any
fini ho. Domiabra. Asante achim Domiabra. Baby what the body kugu.
Ya de krum.
What the body kugu ho. Me ko hono wo kire me say wo se brode ba what the begu ha na wo akomo de wo no.
Na wa fa bia ko rumadi.
Nti woni means bia what the processes and no by na if you want apart from say we be dibi na what the aka na be tukwan na akwantu no mu so no eno ne wahala na ekuafo no
distance
afa
no obebo kwa kra ba adwansa
adakabe what the fru mfiri be ye biesa o
ansa na
what the fa abobo ya bagu baabi na kia troko so afa aba be dru baabi ansa na car na de be bankran no afa nti hwe kwanga ndo bwa no kra fa so be du abeden na ne bonya den think the bwa no kra yenya no direct transporter bre nyamane
na wabo akokora
enche no wabo abra ade ba ko so ye one way transport system na ye wo no Ghana no enu so di ye hwammo papa road we only have road nothing meanwhile I'm told expert na kasi was a rail you're one of the cheapest
of course
rail you're one of the cheapest so why do we sit down ye guso ye brese
because what the body free domiabra abaji so the be free domiabra twam dwansa abefa bompata asankare no across road no de akwasu bua e de akoma train no ana je so the back on no de be ma train no
inte no kra be ma transport cost na cheaper because fiti hot bankran no it's expensive inti eno so ya bibia
nya kwan afa so
oh adakabre
ya tututu fo mo ya kira gutira go ram
adakabre ye kase ye be ya ye be ye
wadura nyina ma hunu train both left and right
ye be peja akosoro enani biaba train no enye nese na nam soro bebi ese fa soro no na fa soro bebi asase ne ye ese fa ho country African countries bebre aye adakabre nya dia ye
ni ya articulator na omo de sport brain no ombe bua ya invest ya yetimi ya train kwan no
abi ye betumi ye de to anima adakabre
na omo articulator no omo de akohen yakoton
enu ni bold decision in America say leaders must take politics na ye de ye wo man we mu no rice importers support political parties importers support political parties and one and NDC and MPP all of them
yet yes
it's a very dang no man kwanga ma wa import importation
yeah kwan na nam so ekura no and just a car ni azo 66 tons and nam so as so yet one must have ba letter ye pe bi atafrint no ni amakwan ma transit you know over 66 tons na nam so
ogoduru ni krom hoso so a
no ye ni kakra
nti adakabre adibia ye kase ye beye asomanga ye de nansi hɔ a enya de ye dinga ye kase ye ntumi nye
quick one ofana comment
adiba ko so a ese di ehwemo ye se obi aya ye gya hɔ a ye ntua so na no so ya adibia hayen aban sesa ba na ne be buo man na mo man na kokan no ni ye gya hɔ na fe ye ya de fufu
ofana comment dabe na sayo ni your NDCM
ya adakabre se we de nkanye final comment NDC asem
yapon
enye final comment na
ngeza akwane dabe na sayo ni ye be pata
metra wo platform
onukwa abeje
enu ni question na dipa bebre ebisa no adakabre metra wo show yi so e condemn ni esi wo MPP na MPP fu ye one day a wantwi ebi ko bubu party office ni ade no me condemn ye nti se ne NDC edu ye so na se sa sebe moya sebe no koso a ese mitumi ka because metua me dues be a party ba and I'm so a communicator nti bibia be affect party no dache no ese mitumi ye den make am huasem eyenim guase ense ye masade ye repeat sade no na mesre memrinde ye be memrinde ye be ye fo buni ne di party no constitution nobody is above the constitution of the party ye mfa mranya adwuma ne yenko paw won a wodi policies papa abeto ho a eto asum no yenko paw won na won so a what ye di brema won a bo wo homoden wo sa di bre ho no yemfa nyonyam ani ayeyi emfa mbo won abaso ebi ti say national chairman America na semi ofosuampo for asema America. He has been a chairman for just one term. Yenyina ye hu ndwuma oyeye obeto party in 2018 na party ni ye 106 seats in parliament obeso mu enkabom ni unity. You see eno na America say ye hwe so after young elections nyina no ensese ye de sa wantwi no ebe court general election mo say ye de enkabom soronko te senia ofosuampo fo be di party n'anima o de party no enkabom eba hwe won a wo contest ofu young flag bearer John Mahama hwe kwanga ofosuampo fo o wini as chairman ankofo no won a olusu ye hwe di bro de ma won hwe Mr. Alabi say oye ne campaign o do ne campaign ho di sa nkrofo ni nyina de hihye papa ma won nyina de enkabom ba ko ene de ko 2020 election itutumi hu say 1 million vote na menuanom wo de hoahoa wo ho no ene they can't yes esote
okay
want to mean some fun gwa won anum bio na 2024 ayere ko no ye hia unifier
okay
2016 na ye hia we say somebody should be courageous this other but no 2016 where was the courageous people
okay
2016 na courageous for no way 2024 ayere ko mi chairman of Osuampofo Saturday ye be mesre delegate yenko ni yenko bona baso ewe djuma papa imfia nan ye de share nsa no waye ene mpempenso o de party de yenko bona baso
final comment
ofa me can in relation to NDC me amede me MPP ebeton because you see insu ejato obi abogi sebe ma now the way they insu MPP you see mo code of conduct so mo code of conduct yanso ya wa election aye den eda ye nima ye beko a omo code of conduct eda ho e kire say ma candidate bia start campaign open campaign announce say ma executive bia enye open campaign enko declare ma obi power fire ya hwe ne ekoso we NDC mu a the same thing na ekoso we MPP mu nyina ya amayokuo it is say code of conduct ya MPP omo ahisha edan ye call party officer omo share bo executive share bo say omo nyina eye neutral no ye bo mpa ye say omo di ose ebe ye oyo omo way they should work their weight they shouldn't enyin say omo kan keke no omo jaho because ye wa ha na party executive bi ekọ campaign ma particular candidate but say particular candidate echita for kro omo nya party executive e ma omo homre su kitu e bi pe na omo sikum omo de omo mpene Into near course were NDC mono. The same thing.
It's a learning curve.
Exactly the same thing. Course were MPP mo. But more green sell or more year or more party no as a whole. Share papa say don't get here audio about out here. He might think say ebia or the go over swap off any mass. But the whole party watch I say NDC party no credibility in a week. They don't research.
No kasano.
And I may come once. Because we're exporting party in secret. This thing shouldn't have come out. And this ain't PMPO because verdict, who could you now cancer? And we still a man for time. Into me will be Sammy and Kameka say, I saw them get here, you all Ghanaians apology.
Okay, Angadan. Uncle Joe, Joseph, Ubaka industrialization. Final comment on industrialization.
One of the executives always say, Grophobia about in the end, a criminal, armed robbers. It was a big issue, but I didn't like the way he addressed them. But that was what pertained. I'm just saying, and yet, and this in Kwa, MPPs, careful, say. Near Massa because in Penny no corner, no crowd use young. The back a crowd here, a bear, MPP near this year. Now come to quack a sepa, not a baba. Yes, so your problem, what is it? Oko Bokina, Umoni and Ka, Oko Umuanka, Oko Sura Ununka, because Untu Mukasa. Who's here? Who's some form as consume?
Come up with Sapolevou?
No, you know.
Keletono.
So until young person, you let me a boy my way, because my way is it. Yeah, dear, no. Now, maybe a crown. Mr. Say, young person, or man, a person couldn't in my age, mine. Now, they would my man couldn't see in I be who say, be a mimi yegma, miniamu yegma, will be a yegma. The better my bar, through the Industrial Revolution. My bit my nipa. What could do a bit my gina side and passion here? I have a good matter. We end to be no.
Joseph Amoa of the MPP stock also win with Alan and was sharing the head
Mate Muba. Teshi.
Teshi.
Se utnasia remix and osro. Kahuya semman. Why? Now we nebi no diako.
Nebi kra no diako.
Mate
Muba. Mate Muba. And then Crawford nam a forest bureau. One munya cities near almost some dollars aje. Cities are short.
Mate Muba message on the buy.
Sandy Banafo. And then the Amakuba Sandy Banafu nyame. Amakuba ma frewa wamfa. And a Sandy or Banafo say. ADAKABRI oh when we guess here. And then I see performing wonders no. One friend aya Amakuba. Amakuba my friend 5,000 then. And the doctor, I must send in UT. Not a UT. Such a great day for us today. Pia Kranchiwa of the MPP, Joseph Amoa of the MPP, and then George Nash of the NDC. That's from ADAKABRI Mamudu. Lucioma. And you got your name in the DMC Abonte, Marjorie or Sajimai. Congratulations to you once again, talk show host of the year, and also so Ebony Chidom. Nana Gafri here is in Naso, and San and Abrafrema Bankro. One way, Nana Yao Safo, one in Yana and a boy, and my Abram we the Prima, and ye Beviada. Well, Michael, 1 year, DJ Foreigner, the tallest guy in the studios, and I almost the coffee, normally ever called Jojo.